Yo, on two, match 1 2 1 2. Yeah, big up all listeners, all viewers, all people who like to just look at the screen. Out to the screen lickers. Yeah, big up all listeners, all viewers, all people who like to just look at the screen. Out to the screen lickers. Yeah, big up all listeners, all viewers. Yeah, that was mad, innit? I keep doing that, getting this echo effect. Big up yourselves though, man. Obviously, I'm sure everyone's seen the title. You lot are all hearing me all right. Big up John B. Make sure I get all 4 B's in there. Big up yourself, brother. Big up Suge. You don't know. So yeah, today is gonna be evolution versus made perfect. Because I noticed we got a lot of people over here that support science, but we still got people over here that support, the religious standpoint. And I felt like the debate we was having the other day was quite a good one. It was still respectful. There were funny parts in there. There was a bit of back and forth, but I felt like, it was respectful enough for us to continue down this path of working out what is more plausible to us. Yeah, which one makes more sense? So that's my question to you guys today. Which one makes more sense to you? Yeah, were we made perfect or did we evolve? I don't know. What did we evolve out of? According to science, if I remember rightly, it's some kind of sea creature. It might be a fish. I don't know, but I was gonna say I don't subscribe to the evolution. So all you evolution subscribers, we're gonna need you today. Yeah, 92 Dread. If that is something you subscribe to, we're gonna need you today. Mr. Lottie, we're gonna need you today. Big up, by the way, Mr. Lottie. Bless up yourself, brother. We're gonna need all of you to bring your best theories forward. Yeah, put your best theory forward and we can discuss it right here. Jokes and banter. You know what time it is. Who's that's jumping in the room? Someone's trying to jump in already. Oh, it's Natalie. You're right, Natalie.
Yeah, you?
Yeah. What did you think to yourself today? I'm gonna get here early, so I get my say early.
Why, if you let me have my say.
You have got a bit of background noise, to be honest. I don't know if you got echo coming from a speaker or something.
Hang on. That better?
Yeah, I can't hear the echo now. That's better.
Yeah, it's because I had it through my stereo.
All right, so obviously you can see the question of the day: evolution versus made perfect. Give us your best, put your best theory forward, and let us understand your perspective on this.
Oh, I don't know, T.
Um, I think everyone knows to do what they feel like doing or to say what they feel like saying. So maybe that's what you should get to. And do you believe in evolution? Do you
Yeah,
believe that man was made perfect? Which one do you believe?
evolution.
You believe in evolution.
Yeah.
Why do you believe in evolution? Why does that make sense?
Because it's science, isn't it? And you can see how people and animals have evolved over time.
All right. So clearly, we've got, an evolution believer people. You know that Schiffer don't believe in evolution. He believes
No.
that man was made perfect. Natalie believes in evolution and we've evolved from, what did you say we evolved from again? Remind me.
I didn't. We used to be, we
Oh,
were from monkeys.
from monkeys. All right. So Natalie is saying that we've evolved from monkeys. Now, what I would like to ask Natalie, my next question to Natalie is, how did we get to monkeys?
I
How
don't
did
know.
we So let's just say, all right, even if we're gonna go by your theory that we was originally monkeys, was we made, or did we evolve into monkeys?
I don't know. I've not got all the answers.
All right. So during your time while on this show today, whether you're in and out of the room or if you're gonna stay here consistently, however you're gonna do it, that's really what something that you've got to be kind of querying now, isn't it? Because obviously, I'm sure that the rest of the guys are big up streets in Scotland. The rest of the guys and girls that are gonna obviously hopefully arrive and speak with us today. They should know a little something about the theory or the standpoint they have, if that makes sense. So guys who's listening, like 92 Dread, if you're gonna jump up here, like please make sure you've got your, you know, your screen shares, your research, whatever it is you're bringing to the table, because I think
We'll have
that
to see what everyone else says, won't I?
it's easy to just make a decision and just say, well, I believe in this side or I believe in that side. It's a lot harder to prove or to what's the word, to substantiate and back up why, because everyone really should be backing up their statements with facts if you really believe in something, unless it's just a belief. If it's just a belief, you don't actually have to back it up with facts. You just have to accept it as just a belief and it's not fact. Do you know where I'm coming from? Once you accept that, then I think that's fair, because then everyone's in the same playing field. It's like last week what I was saying about religion not getting the same treatment as science, in the sense of, you know, we'll accept science as fact, but we won't accept religion as fact. Yeah, all right, cool. But when science does exactly the same thing as religion, some people are still taking it as fact, and it's like that's a double standard to me. So um obviously you guys can believe whatever you want to believe, think of things how you want to think of them, live life how you want to live it, but I'm just giving you my understanding of, you know, the what I see as the uh like there's like a thin line, yeah, and a lot of people are crossing it constantly, if that makes sense. All right, so what I'm gonna do first, to give Natalie some time to do a bit of research. I don't know if you want to jump off and do it, but we're gonna do some intro music. You can sit here with us through the intro if you like, or you can jump off, do some research. But everyone, like, get your Google out. Yeah,
I've been
if you've got
doing.
an encyclopedia, get your encyclopedia. Like, if you've got the you see like the old encyclopedias. If anyone's got them old encyclopedias in the house still, yeah. Do you remember them world encyclopedias that you used to buy,
Yeah.
and you had the whole series of books? If anyone out there has still got these books and has any information in particular about today, please bring out those books as well, because it'll be interesting to compare what was being said then into comparison of what's being said now. And I said that wrong, but it works for some reason, for me at least. But yeah, we want to compare what was being said then in comparison to what's being said now, because I think that that's a good thing to do sometimes, to look at, you know, how far we've come, and, you know, even maybe looking at you know, older aspects of certain things sometimes, maybe not on this particular subject, but, you know, if we look at like what we did last show, when we were talking about the Big Bang versus the creation story. Like, when we look back at the creation story, then we look at the future version, which is the Big Bang, or the science version, which is the Big Bang, and then we look at how science has evolved. Is science only getting closer and closer to telling us the same thing that the Bible is telling us? That was basically my argument, that science is
Yeah.
like, it starts on the left side and puts religion on the right side, but slowly over time science creeps and creeps and creeps and creeps and creeps till it comes fully over to the right side, but still wants you to accept that it knows more. And that was basically my argument. But I'm gonna stop chatting for a minute.
All
Everyone
right.
get busy, man. Empress
All right.
Sakina,
I'm gonna have a
yeah,
look.
big up. Yeah, yeah.
Bye.
I'll see you back shortly. Empress Sakina, big up yourself. Blessings, and it's nice to see you over here. I'd like to hear, you know, from your standpoint, um, evolution versus being made perfect. I'm pretty sure it's going to come down to made perfect, but it would be nice to have an Islamic perspective. And I understand you to be an Islamic lady or Muslim lady, however you prefer to be referred to. And yeah, that would be nice too. Um, is there anyone else I've missed? I'll be honest, I've not sent out no messages, no DMs, no nothing yet. So let me get straight to this music. 2 secs, you lot. Okay. Out to Pro G. You know what? I'm gonna send that one back. I'm gonna send it right back to the top still. I'm enjoying this one still. Yeah, big up Pro G. If you can see the banner at the bottom of the screen, Pro G Music, go look him up. Professor G or Genius Music on YouTube. Yeah, big up John BB. We're gonna go from the top on that one because that was sounding crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I was catching a little wave there. Big up yourselves. Let's keep it moving. Or should we do some freestyle? Should we do some freestyle Monday? Yeah, freestyle Monday. What you lot saying? Oh Lord, it might get hectic up in there still. Out to see edits. Out to 92 Dread. Yeah, 92 Dread, really, you're supposed to be here before I even start off any freestyle Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays. But it's cool. Now we can do this, man. We can do this. Yeah, where's that beat gone? Let's go. Let's go. I was enjoying that, you know. Yeah. Uh-huh. Woo! Yeah, yeah, yo, I can spit it like these rappers talking gimmicks, but instead I broke the limit, broke the clock, broke the meter too deep in these lyrics, wasn't waiting for the spirit, I was praying to the Most High, make another miracle, that's just how I get it, and they love the way I spit it, I give a damn about us clinical, yeah, I'm not a criminal, I got the flow so spiritual. Listen, hey, do you know what? I need to write that down. That was a mazza. Hold up. Hey, yeah, yeah. So prolific. I'm so prolific, and it burns like acidic. I was born with this talent, they just wanted to be lyrical. And now they mimic you, now they wanna mimic, cause I'm on a higher level with it. They just watching how I did it over analog and digital. These motherfuckers know that I'm a miracle. Yeah, that's why you know God's real, cause they know my God skill. Hey, listen, the beat is crazy. Look at the ideas I'm coming up with. I'm sorry, like, you know what? I'm not even rapping no more over that. Like, you lot are getting some free stuff here. Don't try and copy my flow, innit? Yeah? If I hear anyone copying my flow, I'm gonna get peed off. Oh no, that was crazy. That was crazy. I gotta write that stuff down though. Let me see what else we got in there. Yeah, big up Pro G. Big up, big up, big up. Cause that beat there is crazy. I 92 Dread. You're due to flip in like I don't know, man. Jump on, man. Where you at? Anyway, it's a warm up session. Anyway, it's a warm up thing. Don't even get too excited. Yeah, where we going next? I'm kind of liking this idea though, man. We could start off as Freestyle Mondays from now on, man. You get me? Hold up, hold up. That sounded all right. Go back to that one. Yeah. I feel a little bit warmed up now. Yeah. What you talking about? What you talking about? Guns like I ain't got one. Thinking that I sold them more, cause I stay well off. I ain't Dre though. Motherfuckers know shit for don't play though. Nah, and I got real though, no play though. These motherfuckers won't get away, yo. When I put my foot down on the gas, yo, get away, bro, cause I'm real quick, real fast. Yeah, and I'm on the way, yo. See you in a minute. Playing my position like a critic. I'm so critical. I'm so lyrical. Flow subliminal. Yeah. And the beat is crazy. The beat is wavy. The beat went down low. I got a different kind of style because I know how to switch up the tempo. And if you wanna mess with me, I'll kick you in your head like Kempo. Yo, like Taekwondo, like Judo. Yeah, when I flip on a lyric, playing my position like a critic. Yeah, playing my position like a lyrical magician. And the gal them love when I hit it, when I get up in it. Yeah. Love it when I get up in it. No stopping till I finish. Shivers like lead when I hit it. Pop hard to eat spinach. I just back two gimmicks. Fun two suits, no gimmicks. Never been an average man. I never used no Viagra fam. Shiver Dan just hits the vagina. Raw like a first timer. No pills, no drama. My shit flows like lava. Bed sheet sticky when it's over. Breeze out in the Nova. Call me Casanova. Nah, it's done Schiffer. What are you doing out here?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, man. Original freestyle detective. Freestyle mayor. Yeah, man.
Come on, man. Come on, come on. What's good though? Big up, brother. Big up, big up.
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I see the title. I see the title, you know.
What you saying
So
to me about the title? Talk to me, man.
I think I think obviously my stance, because you asked everyone to kind of like take a stance so we can kind of clarify where everyone's gonna be coming from. Um if you said to me specifically humans, which I kind of feel like that was your question, and I know you're probably talking about animals as well to a certain extent, but I would
Mm.
say if you're talking about extremes, as in did a dinosaur become a chicken on just
Is
the
it?
basis of DNA, it's like then for me it would kind of become very difficult to think why would a dinosaur become a chicken when obviously a crocodile became infinite, where they lived for so long. They became infinite to the point where the man can't dead. You understand that a
Mm.
crocodile, like you can't die in it. Like the only way you can die is starvation or what's the other thing? Starvation or just getting killed. Basically, there's no disease that can kill a crocodile. It's impossible. You
Mm-hmm.
see, so when you start getting to that state of evolution, it makes you think that if humans could last as long, could we sort of see the um, could we see eternal life, as in a crocodile, if they had our knowledge and they had the ability to live a peaceful life and not every day just wah wah, then perhaps they would live forever. In fact, they would live forever, and they would just be massive. You see what I'm saying? That's why you get them that are like 200-300 years old without any problems. So in a sense, that to me kind of shows adaptation, a generational adaptation. Does it include what we know as evolution, as in, constantly changing and changing to the point of you're not even recognizing um, what it originally was? That's the part for me that I don't believe, um, it is true when it comes to evolution. I more like to think that, um, you know, creatures, DNA kind of, I don't want to say evolved because that puts me in evolution again, but I'd like to say there can be changes over time. It can be climate, it can be, just DNA, it can be whatever. I believe that does
Hmm.
happen. You know, there's changes, but specifically humans. I think my stance on humans is that we most definitely did not evolve from monkeys, unfortunately. And if that's kind of what you're gonna say as well, it's unfortunate, but like, like I kind of, that's what I believe. We did not evolve from monkeys, and my argument, obviously, for that would straight away be, um, you know, the fact that they can't explain how, if we evolved from monkeys, how can they tell us at the same time there was at one stage 14 different species of humans? And we know
Hmm.
that these species definitely, um, had kids and had blah 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 blah, and they tell us that Homo sapien and this one and that one all got together. So are you telling me all the different types of human evolved from monkeys as well? Then is that what
Well,
you're
I'd
saying,
say,
or did
you
it
see,
come
when
from
you
one
say
common
that, yeah,
ancestor? Yeah,
I kind of get your point there, but I think the question really is, if we evolved from monkeys, yeah, and monkeys
yeah,
have gone through an evolution to become human, to become something else, then why
yeah.
ain't nothing else evolving? And why have we still got monkeys? What's going on here?
I mean, the whole thing with monkeys, they say that certain, this is their argument, not mine. They say that certain monkeys went
Go
down from trees to forage and look for berries and
on.
whatnot. And the monkeys who didn't join them at that stage
Mm,
obviously stayed in their position. God knows how true that is, because if one monkey's wifey, all right, he's gonna go for berries, but he's still gonna go bang his monkey wifey that stayed up in the tree, perhaps. So I don't really
but
understand
remember, you see,
how
saying
how
that
this will
though,
happen.
yeah.
Yeah,
If the monkeys nowadays, if there's monkeys of today that are doing exactly
yeah.
the same thing, why aren't they evolving though?
Do you know something? Do you know an argument that they tried to use? Yeah, there was a place where monkeys lived on this island, and basically the place had poisonous trees. It was how can I explain it? It was an island where the nutrition and the resources on the island was so scarce that the trees became like super poisonous because they couldn't let go of any nutrition whatsoever. So the trees evolved and they became like super, super on point. Where poisonous, every single leaf is poisonous. You can't eat me, kind of thing. You can't do nothing to me. And then the monkeys eventually became immune to the poison. So would we put that more down to the immune system,
Hmm.
or would we say when the immune system starts to affect DNA eventually, or is it just something that's passed down? How do we
Yeah,
explain
no,
that? Because we
I'd
know,
put that
you know,
I'd put that down to immune system, definitely. Like, that's almost like, like when people are talking about vaccines and stuff, and you're getting vaccine, they
yeah,
know how to vaccine you so that it won't kill you, so that eventually your system learns how to deal with it. And it sounds like the trees are doing the same thing. So to some
yeah.
extent, maybe trees are a lot more advanced and a lot more store a lot more information than what we believe, if that makes
I
sense.
think they do. I think they do. And the fact that some of them can live so long, that kind of just answers that question, doesn't it? It just tells you, okay, trees can live for, hundreds of years. And you know something, with trees, like they got a weird system as well. It's like the way the roots work, and there's so many misconceptions about trees. Um, like some of them are like intelligent. I definitely believe there's intelligence. There's been like trees which have like been broken. Somehow they've caught onto another tree and they've just grafted onto that tree. You see what I'm saying? It's like, how do you
Hmm.
tell me something that's completely dead, not conscious, pulls a move like that? Was it just
You can get.
coincidental? I don't know.
I've
You
heard of
know?
this thing of a tree growing out of another tree. So you got two trees in one and stupidness. So, I think
Yeah,
that trees and nature are a lot more advanced. They're a lot much more of an advanced technology than what we give them credit for, because we just see it as, because it's
for
natural. We
sure.
don't see it that way. Do you feel where I'm coming from? It's not a technology that
For
we
sure.
understand like that, because we can't
Yep,
just
yep,
make it
yep.
in a laboratory. Well, we can make it in a
Yep, yep.
laboratory, but we're not fully in control. Is the long story short of it.
Yeah. So shall we get
Oh,
Mr. Paley's take on this one then?
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's a good topic. Like, I don't really know where I sit because I'm a type of person like I believe in like intelligent design. I believe like something in the middle, like intelligent design. I believe
Okay.
there was a creator, a God, that his design is perfect. His ultimate design is made perfect. Yes, right. But I do think that
Yeah.
that through time he unfolds things. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I look at it. I look at it I do believe there could be some type of like of intelligent design. I believe that there is a creator and he did create everything how he wants to create everything, but I do think he makes it unfold how he makes it unfold. So I do believe there could be a I believe science and faith is going to catch up eventually and going to explain exactly how it unfolds. But I do think there is some type of evolution, but I also think there's a hand directing all the evolution.
Can I ask you a question based on that? So if it's an intelligent design, because this is obviously something which is quite common and a lot of people share your belief, is the design conscious?
The designer is conscious. The designer who created it is, yes. I believe the designer God is definitely conscious. Yes, I believe the creator is conscious. I don't know about the
Okay, so
design
if
itself, but the designer is conscious, and he has he has a conscious way of doing things. I think he has an objective way of doing things because he himself is absolute truth. So what he does is objective regardless because that's his nature. So yes, I think it is laws and everything that come from him, and is good, and as part of the design is built in because that's just how he makes things. He makes things built to his objective reality, which he is himself.
okay, if obviously the Most High God or whatever you want to call it, if he is conscious, then is he self-critical?
I mean, I don't understand self-critical, okay. Let's say self-critical. What is the implication behind you saying that? I'm just
Um,
gonna go with you
okay,
for the
for
sake of
for a
conversation. Let me go
human,
with you.
for a human, obviously we can walk past the mirror and say, "Damn, I look good." You can say, "Damn, I look disgusting," and the Most High might think that was a bad move. Like with the devil, they might think, "Okay, that was a bad move I made there."
I don't think he makes bad moves. No, I don't think he thinks like that. I think everything he does, he knew for he. If he made something bad, he knew it was going to be bad before he made it. I think he made it for a reason. So I think everything he makes for a reason. I think nothing he doesn't know. I think he's also all knowing, and I think he knows everything, future, past, and present. He knows everything he's going to create before he created. He has perfect grasp of everything before it is anything there was to have grasp of. Yes. So I don't think that he
Okay.
thinks in that fashion.
Okay. So basically, if you're all knowing, my argument would be you can't be conscious because there's no analyzing of a situation, so there's nothing to be conscious of if you're all knowing.
Okay, if that's what you call consciousness, then he doesn't fit your description of consciousness. If that's what you're saying, he doesn't fit your description of consciousness. His consciousness is not like any. He's not like the creature. I don't think the creator is in any way like the in any way like the creation. I think he totally transcends the creation, and his attributes and his perfections are beyond the capacity of the creation to achieve.
Okay. But for the creator to obviously create us, do you believe that the creator created time when he created us or when he created our universe?
Um, all things are creation. Even time is a creation. Yeah, so yes, I think time is a creation. Because it look okay. I believe in existence, right? In
Yeah.
existence is only of two types: creator and creation. And if it's
Okay.
not the creator, it's the creation. And if it exists or doesn't exist, because I think those are two types of existence.
Okay. So what would be the purpose to create time if obviously there wasn't a back thought to it. So basically, where I'm going with this is that I believe that yes, the Most High must be conscious, but I also believe there's implications in being conscious. Now I understand and I fully accept that our conscious level, it's not going to be on par with the Most High. There's
Hold on
no
one second,
question.
one
And
second, one second, one second.
yeah,
Firstly, big up Rika B. But I want to say,
yeah, bigger
as
up,
far as when
massively.
you say the creation of time, yeah, there's no way of knowing whether time was actually created or whether time only exists when things are created. So if there's nothing in existence, then time doesn't exist because there's nothing to rely upon it. But if there's things in existence, living things, then there's something for time and those things to rely upon each other. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because the two rely on each other. Now, let's be for every creature would be less of a concept. So
Not being
maybe
funny,
time is
but
just a
is that
paradox.
just me?
Maybe it's not. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah, I can
You're
time
hear
is
you.
breaking up a
just.
little bit. You're breaking up a little bit.
Okay,
You
yeah,
was breaking up
you're
like
breaking
crazy.
up.
Can
Yeah,
you hear me
you
now?
was breaking up shit for like crazy. Yeah, we can hear you now though.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
you
So
know.
I'm saying,
Yeah,
let's just say that maybe to some extent, time doesn't need to be created. And without anything being there, there
yeah.
is no time because no one's relying on, a clock or time or any kind of length of existence. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Now let's
Okay.
imagine a universe where everything and everyone and every creature in that universe was made immortal. Time wouldn't even be a concept no more. Do you feel where I'm coming
Okay,
Okay.
from?
no, I think it would still be a concept. My thing is that I think my one disagreement with you, Shifa, is that I think in existence, I think existence can exist outside of time. 'Cause I remember I said there's two in existence. There's two types:
Hmm.
creator and creation. I think the creator does live independent of time. He's beyond time, right? I
How
think
can we?
time is only
How
subject
can
to the
we?
creation.
Yeah, but how can we substantiate that claim?
Oh, I mean, okay, I can't end this conversation. That's a whole different conversation to say why I feel God. But I'm just gonna say right now is instinctual. That's a whole different. If you want to go down, that's a whole different rabbit hole. If God
You feel
exists or
where I'm
not.
coming from? Do you
No, no,
feel where I'm
I hear what
coming
you're saying.
from in
No,
the
no,
sense of
I
no,
hear
no,
what you're
not if
saying.
God exists, not if God exists. I just mean in the sense of what capacity does the Most High exist in? I can't tell you because I'm
Yeah,
not
I
there
can't
in it.
tell
I'm
you.
not. You feel
I
me?
mean,
So
that's
I
a
don't
whole
want to
different
put a stamp
conversation.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want to put.
the extent of the creator is a whole, that's a whole conversation in and of itself. Right? That's why I don't want to
Mm,
go down that road, because that's a whole different conversation. If we can, because we're gonna move away from evolution if we talk about the extent of the creator. So I can't tell you the magnitude of the creator. The way I usually describe it to people, to make a long story short, so we don't waste so much time. Like what I do is say, imagine the creator like infinity, right? You have infinity. Now, if you take a million from infinity, you have a million, right? But infinity is still there and it's still the same. It hasn't changed, because infinity, no matter what you take from it, it can never go away unless you take the whole thing from it, the whole infinity. But
But now
that's impossible.
you're
Hmm?
making my point for me though, in the sense of, let's say you got a being out there that is actually immortal. Yeah, they can't be defeated. If there's no way of like they're absolutely immortal, there's just no way they can die. If that being exists, then it's only a matter of time before they take over everything because everything else is gonna die.
It's not that he takes over everything.
Yeah,
He
like
he
that.
he owns everything to begin with. He owns
Exactly.
everything to begin with. So not like he's taking over everything. He owns everything to begin with, because he was the beginning. He's the originator. The originator. You know what I'm saying? Everything originated from him to begin with.
I hear you, but you have to
I
start
I
somewhere.
would say if you own everything, then you're limited. I mean, you have to own nothing to be able to be the Most High, and I would
No, because at
say the
one time,
creation of
okay.
no,
I'm
you
sorry
can
about
go
it. I'm
ahead.
sorry. I'm
Go.
sorry. I'm so sorry for
No,
interrupting.
go
No, it's
ahead.
my fault.
Go. No,
I
no
interrupted you.
problem, Paley. Come on, you're my
Okay.
guy, man. Say what you're
Okay. Yeah.
saying.
Okay.
Good.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to hit point by point, but I should have been patient. So
Yeah.
again, I'm sorry for being impatient. Right. I should have waited till you're
Nah,
finished. But
no
but the
problem.
first point,
Not one issue.
but
Yeah.
but the first point I was trying to say, yes, he doesn't need creation. So I know what your point is. You have a good point, but I think he's beyond that point, because he was the Most High before he ever created. There was one time there was no creation, and then when he said be, it was. So before that, he did not need creation, but he was still unlimited. He still had all his attributes even before he created. So that's my response to that.
Okay. So I mean, would you? I mean, I guess you would agree. So I guess it's kind of a rhetorical question. You would agree that the creator of the universe is the Most High. So, if the creator of the universe is the Most High, what was the Most High doing, or what was God doing before the creation of the universe? And could we even say that there was a God? Because how would that God be attainable before the creation of the universe?
He will not be attainable for us to understand because we are created beings. So it's unattainable for us. The existence of God before creation is unattainable. The only way we know the Creator is by His majesty and mercy that we feel in creation, and His mercy upon us. So the only way to know Him is by mercy. That's the only way to know Him. That's the only way for the creature to know the Creator is by mercy.
Okay, La Rahim. Yeah, I hear you. I fully hear you. Okay, so where I'm kind of like going with this is that I believe that the creation weakened God. I kind of believe that anytime you create time, it's kind of you've created a situation where you've now weakened your position because now you have to understand time. Now you might have understood time before you created it, but once you understood it, can God look back and view things in time? Because I tell you why I asked this, because there was a film, was it Gravity or whatever it was, and the beings in that film, the reason they needed humans is because they weren't able to, control anything in time. They were outside of time. So I'm just thinking, okay, for the Most High, we know biblically anyone who believes in the whole uh, God created everything story. We know biblically we can place him in time, as in specific things like the burning bush, and there's places. That means you was in the same time and place, which means you have now been bound by time.
No, 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 not at all, not at all, not at all. He's not bound by time, because because look, if how is he bound by time when he created time? He could jump, he could intervene at any moment in his creation. How does him intervening in his creation, anyway limit him? He intervening in something he created. He encompassed the whole thing he created. He's totally transcendent of it. Like okay. What was I about to say before? I was about to say something. So the point you're trying to say is that okay? Now that he created, he's subject to time. Because it was a point. It was a point you're trying to make earlier. Can you repeat the first point you're trying to make in this?
Yeah,
In this
basically, the point I'm trying to make is that by creating time, it actually weakened God. And as you can see, someone in the row in the chat is Allah beyond time and space. And I'm just supposed the reason they're asking that is because yes, the answer would be he would have to be beyond it. But if he's beyond it, this also creates a problem because you're intervening in space and time. So that means
why
you're
is it a problem to intervene when he's all powerful? He's all powerful. Why is it a problem to intervene? Like space and time, creation itself is an intervention. He
okay.
intervened in existence to create. He intervened in existence to create because he took from himself. He took from himself to
Have you
create.
Yeah, have you heard there's an old argument. They used to do it like people used to go back and forth, and basically what they ask is they say, okay, can God make himself powerless?
No, he cannot make himself powerless. He's limited. He cannot be. He's all powerful. He can never be unpowerful. He can never lose any power. He can never lose any knowledge. He can never lose
Okay,
any
if okay, so if God can't make himself powerless, how is he able to interact with us? I mean, you believe
What you
in
mean?
I know you probably
No. Everything, all existence is 100% interactive with God. Everything, every movement is under His control. There's nothing not under His power. His power, He's omnipotent. So everything we do is totally under His power. Like for example, God already knew that we are going to have this conversation. He Himself is the one who empowered us to have this conversation and is empowering it right now as we speak.
okay. So for me personally, I think and understand that I know you don't take this stance. I already know your stance, but for me personally, I think it would make more sense if there was more than one God. And I know that it's the biggest, that's like the
Wow. Woo,
biggest
woo,
spread.
woo, woo,
I
woo.
know, bro. I know he was gonna listen. The reason I'm saying that is because
That was
if you
painful. That was
say,
painful to
okay,
hear. That was painful.
no, but if we say, I know, bro, I know. If we say that basically let's say the creator of our universe is whatever you want to call the god, I would say fine, that I can get my head around. Okay, you created a universe, blah blah blah. But then if we start talking about space being a vacuum and we start talking about infinity and all the rest of it, it becomes like, okay, so if there was another place, because with infinity you can't just create a universe, there has to be more than this universe because it's infinity. And if
Him,
God is infinite,
he's more than the universe. Yes, the creator is more than what he created. Of course, he's more than the universe. Yes.
okay, so basically what ended up happening is that God created outside of himself. Therefore, this is why I believe God weakened his position.
He didn't
Um,
weaken the position. I don't. But why does that weaken God? That He created outside of Himself. He created outside of. Look, when He created outside of Himself, yeah, yes, He created. But why does it weaken it? That creation outside of Himself is totally subject. Is still subject to Him. Just because He created it doesn't stop His Majesty. How does that negate His Majesty? How does that
yeah,
lower His Majesty?
because if God was sitting, I would say, if I'm going to answer you very quickly, I would say the devil that lowered his majesty. But if you're sitting in like, let's say God was sitting in this Zen place, there was nothing there, total, just God. It was just God in a space, and then I would say, okay, that's fair enough. But when we start to see God reach out and create
No
things
share.
in
So
space
you
and
tell
time.
me when he shares. So basically trying to tell me, God being merciful is lowers his majesty. His mercy lowers his majesty. Is that what you're trying to tell me? That's all you're saying is that because all you're saying is that God is
Yeah.
merciful. But I don't see how God's mercy lowers his majesty. I don't see how it lowers his majesty. I mean, I don't see it.
Well, the thing is, God created jinn, God created, cancer, God created, hell.
And
It's
all
like
this is a mercy. And all this is a mercy.
it might be a bigger understanding that we're not really
Wait, one
understanding
second,
now.
one
It might
second.
be
Shook. The point
yes,
is, I like what you
yes.
said, yeah. All that stuff that you said, God created, yeah, but it's not God telling us that, it's man who's telling us that.
Mm, yeah. I mean, I guess their argument would be the revelation. I guess that's what they're gonna tell us.
I'll be back, y'all. I'll
They're
be back,
gonna
y'all. Back on lunch break real quick. I'll be back. I'll be
All
back.
right, you take yeah. All right, cool, bro. Yeah, I think what the argument would be is that it was a revelation, divinely inspired, visited by an angel, and that's kind of where we'd have to try and somehow um, get around that, and then you kind of look at, okay, well, hang on a minute, I haven't been visited by an angel. I don't believe I've actually seen an angel. I've tried to see angels. I've asked for God to communicate with me, and it hasn't
Yep.
happened. It hasn't happened. Um, and obviously, I do believe that there's so much more to this place than we understand. Even space, I don't even think we understand anything. Um, I think there's so much for us to learn, but
But
just
do you think
putting it,
do you think we've got enough? Do you think we've got enough on our plate to know what we have here, rather than trying to go other places?
yeah, yeah. I do think to a certain extent. I think for me, the biggest contradiction I think is when you say God is all powerful, but then we can show you mistakes that were made, kind
Or
of
we
thing. And
can show
then
you,
when we look
or
at
we
the
can show you
mistakes,
how. Or, yeah, or we can show you like how during lockdown that people wasn't allowed to go and pray to their Lord. Now,
oh
obviously,
yeah, 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 yeah,
we've seen in the times where people were still using like flints, and people still
yeah,
using their hands to dig stuff out, that they were claiming that they were getting messages from him. Some people claiming direct messages. Some people saying that they had a fight with God. Some people are claiming that
yes,
God opened up a donkey's mouth back then, but none of us
yes,
are claiming this now. And if anybody does claim that now, we put them to the test, don't we? And when we put them
yeah,
to the test, we even get people who will say, "Oh, he's not. Yeah, be careful of these people because they're claiming to be this." Oh, you even get
yeah,
Christians calling out people who are trying to claim that they can do miracles or that they're God, saying, "Oh, he's not the one," or
this person's not this.
Yes.
Why? Because somebody has to do something absolutely amazing, and it doesn't happen in this time. But yeah, as we
Mm.
know, it's only what 19th century really that man started properly reading.
Yes.
So where's all
That's
this
correct.
intelligence? Where's all this intelligence? To fast forward us instead of starting at a at a baby stage, yeah, where you have to start learning stuff. Why didn't you just give us everything now on the earth and just sort something out? Because me as a creator, I want to create something that is good, right? Now, if I want to create something for you, Sham, I want to make sure that it is 100% good for you, 100% organic. Yeah, we're going all right
Yeah.
here, G, bro. So
Yeah.
imagine now you start drinking the thing, you got now I'm fucked up. What the fuck? And I go, oh, actually,
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, there's some side effects to it, and yeah, you got a choice now if you want to
Yeah.
drink it. But why? Why would you do that? Because as grown adults, we don't put guns in children's hands, do we? We don't say,
No.
"Here, son, here's a gun, start shooting," and then
Yeah.
expect him not to want to start shooting because that's tempting somebody. And basically, bro, if you look at it all, we God sees us as His children. So if we're all gonna
Yeah.
forever be children, then I get the joke, bro.
I guess. I guess. But I mean, I guess what you're trying to say as well, you're saying that why create something and then it just turns out to be a big mess to the point where you have to recorrect it by flooding the earth. You're saying, what's the argument in doing it? Is it just a big game? And even if it is just a big game and it's a grand design, that means you're flawed. That means that there's flaws in the creator. Does that make sense? Um,
Obviously,
yeah, that means there's
obviously.
flaws. Yeah, in the creation, and whenever we
Okay,
talk about
so
flaws, yeah,
so so let's talk about so let's say for instance you've got a creator who creates good and evil, and then you've got the creator who's created somebody now who's now going to be his equal, but all this person has done is shown man how to make tools, how to do this, how to do that, etc, 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 etc. But this man has never told people to go over to other people's places and fuck them up, and then they've got an excuse to go over there now and destroy these people because they're saying that, oh, our God has told us to do it. That's crazy, bro. Because
yes,
how can you then give the people the 10 Commandments, yeah, and say thou shalt not kill, and then guess what? I want you to go do me a favor. Why don't you do it? Why is it that Moses and them man had blood on their hands? They were murderers. I don't care what anyone says. Everybody in the Bible, anyone who killed or went
yeah,
to do war, you're a murderer.
yes,
Even if it's in
you're a murderer.
self-defense or whatever, you
Yeah,
have committed murder. So when people
yes,
talk about, oh yeah, the devil, the devil, the devil has not killed anybody.
yeah,
But then you say, yeah, he has,
yes,
because, well, then you're saying that the devil made him do it. Then you're saying that God's creation is not perfect. So therefore, God cannot be perfect if people can get tempted with a fucking tree and an apple, bruv.
yeah. It gets so difficult. Just in Genesis. I mean, even when you're saying a tree and an apple, what comes to my mind straight away is how do they say that Adam and Eve were the first people, and then all of a sudden they get sent to Earth and there's all these people there? How does that make sense?
Not only that, how did they know?
Like,
I mean,
yeah,
how would you know? Yeah, because it doesn't explain where God has shown them an example of good and bad. It doesn't show in there.
yeah,
All he's talked about is don't do this, yeah. So that's like telling a kid not to do something without an explanation. So he didn't
yeah,
have the explanation. So what he wanted to do was give them an explanation by a punishment that they can
yeah,
feel, or tell them this is why I'm gonna do this to you. Why didn't you prevent it all seeing person? Because you want the world perfect. You're like a
yeah,
manager who's who's managing, who's taking over something that
yeah.
ain't got the qualifications.
Natty, can I
Like
can
you're
I
gonna
just say something? Yeah, because I know, like I don't want people to get the wrong idea, because I don't want people to like try put you in a kind of like a box, because like let's just like be clear about one thing. Even though this is your stance and I've taken my stance, you would still agree with me that obviously there's something out there that we don't understand. You get what I'm saying? It's like
Definitely.
the only stance is it's like the only stance that I feel like we're taking is that we're saying, if you're gonna take it literal from this book, that's why I fall out of this kind of conversation. Like obviously there's like
Because
something going on. There's
yeah, I mean, look,
Yeah.
something's going on out there, yeah, where it does make sense, right? Where you're gonna make an enemy, right? That you're
Yeah.
gonna have people fearing you as the one to say, if you come to me, because look, bro,
Yeah.
look at it like this, right? This is how
Yeah.
smart I would be, right? I'm the loving one, yeah, and he's the bad one, right? Now, for
Yes.
everything that bad happens in the world, it's down to this bad guy, yeah. Don't worship him.
Yes.
But what if I am the bad guy? Because then, when something does bad happen, who are you going to come to?
Yeah.
You're going to come to me.
Yeah.
So how are
Yes.
you gonna start talking to the people in the garden, and then you're gonna let this slithering snake come around and start chatting the most ultimate breeze to your people, bro? You know what I call that, bruv?
Yes.
I call that, let me just change my clothes and let me come and fuck you guys up. Let me come down,
Yeah, man.
change my clothes. I'm
For
gonna
real.
see what you guys are. I'm gonna see how gullible and how silly you are. Yeah, because
Yep.
she turns around to Adam and says, "Oh, for the Lord has blessed me with a child and everything like that. The Lord, blah, blah." But guess what?
Yeah.
How many lords is there? The Lord, the God. There's lords of the land. Like the different. Who are all these lords? You're calling
But
God the Lord, then you call it. It's a mess,
can we
bruv.
say, like it is. When we say like, because with me, when it comes to the Bible, I got my own understanding. Let's just be clear about that. Like it's my own understanding, and I'm looking. I don't even give a shit about Hebrew. I don't give a shit about anything. It's how I see it. Does that make sense when I look at the Bible? Because if I'm reading something and I already know the text has been changed, then I'm just saying to myself, okay, I'm just gonna try to get a gist of what's going on. I don't give a shit about what someone else is telling me is going on or this and that. No, let man get a gist of what's going on, and I might even disregard some things totally. You understand? And it's the same thing with the Quran. It's like that's the way I kind of look at the situation. But
Right.
if
Well,
I
like
believe
I
there's like,
explained it to you last time, Bridget. Yeah. If you're about to go do your driving test, yeah, and you've got a week to do
yes,
your driving test, and someone goes, "Yeah, bruv," and you go, "What's that?" He goes, "This is the ultimate book. This is the government book that the
yeah,
government issues, and this is the only book that passes your test." Yeah. But,
mm,
Bridget, you've got to figure out what's right and what's wrong.
yeah,
So you go to do your driving test. Now you're in there and you're driving the driving test. Who told you to do that? And you go, "Well, I'm doing this interpretation." And then the driving instructor goes, "No, no,
yeah,
no. Did no one tell you that some of it
yeah.
is true and some of it is fake?" But hold on,
Okay,
I'm meant to be driving. Yeah, I could kill people.
yeah,
So I need to know 100% what
yeah,
I need to do to pass this test. I don't want
okay,
truths and lies, bro. Truths and lies, bro. It's a
yeah.
science
But
fiction
look,
All
book,
let
right,
bro.
me.
all right. Well on, well
I
on,
know where
well
you're
on,
going.
Hold
well
on.
on,
Wait,
well
wait,
on,
wait,
well
wait.
No,
on. Pause,
stop.
I'm
pause.
gonna finish. I'm gonna
Listen,
finish.
Well
Yeah.
I
on,
Now,
know where man's
yo,
going with this.
yo,
Shug,
brother, yo,
when we
brother.
go by,
Yeah,
Shug,
I know where I'm going.
when Shug, Shug, when you go library,
Yeah,
yeah, there's books,
of
right,
course.
where they say truth, real
Yeah,
historical events, like this is it, yeah. But then you get some,
yeah.
yeah, where it's like fantasy.
Okay, can I give my stance on that? Because I
Before
totally
you go,
agree with
whoa,
you.
whoa,
You're
wait,
base.
wait. Before you go, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Natty Two's red. I'm hearing you, and you sound very
Ah,
passionate
you
about your
see?
stance. Yeah, but I'm gonna say
Yeah.
this, my brother. As far as the evolution thing, can you spell out for us whether you see evolution as fact, theory, belief, knowledge? Can you give us the full determination of how you view this thing?
I
Okay.
see it as a theory.
All right, so it's a belief like religion then.
Okay, I see as a theory. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's sick
All right,
still.
so now the fact that
Yeah.
you see it as a theory, would you say that a theory is a belief, or would you say a theory is not actual knowledge, is actual
Higher
fact?
than a belief. Higher than a belief.
How
Would I
does
what?
a theory come higher than a belief? Can you explain? Because well, in
Of
fact,
course,
92
of
Dread.
course.
Let me get 92 Dreads to run
Yeah.
down first, and then you can explain
Yes.
to us why you say a theory is
Yes,
higher than
sir.
a belief. But Natty, is a theory higher than a belief? What is your take on it?
Well, belief and theory are kind of two things, because there's the belief in
Two
something,
opposites.
yeah, but then there's the theory of something. Now, the theory can be how something works.
Yeah. Use fact to prove a theory.
All right, you gave us our next show, though, innit? You know that's our next show now, innit? Because you lot brought out this
What's that?
controversy, so now you
Yeah.
said, hey, listen, you know what you just said.
Yeah.
You said that a theory is higher than a belief. So unfortunately, now you just gave me
Yeah.
ammunition
Yeah.
that
No,
I
he
can just
said
put
that. I
straight
didn't
in the
say that.
cannon,
I ain't had my say yet. He said that. I didn't
I
say
didn't
that.
say
straight
that.
in the cannon. No, you did
Yeah.
say that, Sham. You said theory's higher than a belief, but we're gonna get back to that in a
Yeah,
second.
but I give
But
him the credit. I give him the credit because he was gonna go there. So he was gonna go there and basically explain to you that you can't try get a
But yeah, but
belief to
listen,
trump a theory. It's not
a
happening.
theory.
Like it's just not, because you're saying it's a belief. By saying it's a belief, it's like saying I'm losing. It's a belief. I'm not claiming
all right,
anything
but
else. I'm
listen,
making no claims. It's just a belief.
all right.
Yeah.
One question to this: when a person says that they have a theory, is a theory something they believe?
No, you're trying to you're playing with words there. That's definitely not the case.
You don't know what it is.
That's
All right.
definitely
When the
no.
person,
That's
all right,
definitely
cool.
not the case.
I'll accept
Yeah.
that. I'll accept that answer. When a person has a
Mm,
theory, will they ever
yeah.
use the sentence "I believe" when in reference to that theory?
Yeah, but I don't believe all that bullshit either. Oh, there's spells in words and words are so important. You understand? I don't care about all of that. Oh, words are
So
so
look,
special. Oh, there's like spells in words. That's why they call it
so
spelling. I don't co-sign to all of that bullshit. You understand? Like, man's at a level where I can
Hey,
see through the bullshit. I can see through the bullshit. Because if you're gonna go down the road, like a couple 100 miles, grab a boat, whatever, and people are gonna be speaking a whole different language. Do you understand? And when they're speaking that language, you're gonna understand very quickly. You could be getting too caught up on words. And when we're saying like,
all right.
would someone that has a theory say I believe in or I have a belief? Yes,
Yeah.
they might say that, but that does not
Thank you.
mean that obviously they are using the same method to get to their goal, because you are using
No. That
belief,
one
and
I agree
they
with
are
you on.
fact checking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That one I agree with you on. I'm not going to say they're using the
yeah,
same method because remember, scientific
no,
method versus religious method. So that one we totally agree on. But what
mm,
I'm saying is,
yes,
if that person at some point has to use the words "I believe in something" or has to believe in something to come up with the theory in the first place, then technically we're
yeah.
dealing with believers. We're dealing with believers.
No, because
Right? Because
my team are saying I have checked. My team are always saying I have checked. This is how they're starting that
yeah,
sentence. I have checked, and this is the
yeah.
outcome. Not I believe. You get banged in your mouth with all this I believe
No, but
bullshit.
check this
Like,
one
what's
out.
this?
Check this
I
one out,
believe.
Jen. Check this one out.
Yeah,
Watch this. You see what you just said, yeah? Religious people
yeah,
are always saying, "I have checked." Someone has checked. We've gone back and we've looked at the earlier manuscripts. We've looked at what the
yeah.
prophets
Then
wrote.
say
We've
check.
looked at
Then, if
what
you want to be
happened.
part of the checked crew, then be part of the checked crew. No one saying you
No, but
can't join. But I'm just
no, I'm not
saying,
saying. No,
yeah,
but listen. No. What I'm
yeah.
saying is, before science existed, religion was doing the checks. We was doing the checks.
How do
Just
you
like
know
when
that? I would
Jesus.
know.
No, one
No,
second.
you're
No,
making something that I don't
let me
agree on
finish.
it. I would
No, let me
say,
finish. Let me
yeah,
finish. Let me finish.
okay,
Let me land. Let me land the point because then you'll
yeah,
understand why I'm saying this. Yeah. Now, if we look into our Bible, we're going to see evidence of this with Yeshua. Because when Yeshua started talking
yeah,
about something, they checked him. The Pharisees, they checked him. The
yeah,
guys in the temple, they checked him. Yeah. Anytime he said
yeah,
anything, he had to explain it against the scripture. So they
yeah.
checked him every single time. So yeah, we doing our checks, B, and we've been
Okay.
doing it long before science.
Okay, I would give you some checks. Some checks I would say is obviously when they got witnesses, when there's people who claim to be a witness, like like
Uh,
you got certain events, religious events, obviously,
mm,
and people are saying, okay, I witnessed. That means they checked. So yeah, in that sense they
mm.
checked. But this is what we're standing by. We're not walking around saying I believe. We are definitely saying, based on is the closest you'll get to a B. You understand? Based on X, Y, Z, this
Yeah,
was
but
the
look at that.
outcome.
All right, let me go
Yeah.
back to Jesus again, then, or Yeshua. Sorry, let me
No,
go
but
back to
how could you
Yeshua.
say? Let me just land
Did
this point.
Yeshua
How
not
could you
say?
say?
Did Yeshua not say
Yeah.
that he knows the Father? and has known.
Yeah.
He used the words know and
Yeah.
known. He's not using the word
Yeah.
believe. We use the word
I'll answer
believe
that.
because
Yeah, but
No,
we
I
don't
somebody.
know,
No,
but
I'll answer
somebody
that.
knows. Not one second,
I'll answer that.
Somebody who knows has verified for
Yeah,
us,
you
but
can
not
answer that.
everyone knows everything.
Mm.
Just like in science, you got certain people in
Yeah.
science who know everything. They know all the answers, but the rest of
Okay,
us are taking
but
their
Yeah.
advanced answers for granted and saying, "Well, this guy's told us, and they've given us this
Subhanallah.
explanation, so we
Yes.
believe it." So it's the same thing.
okay,
Kev.
Yes.
so answer me this year. If the pharaohs can write about their beliefs and everything like that, why do we not have like proof written book from Jesus Christ himself? Why is it I
Because
have
they
to?
burned down the Library of Alexandria, is what they're gonna say
That's
to you.
right.
They burnt down.
That's
That's
right.
why we don't have to
No.
build pyramids, because they burnt down the library. That's what they're gonna say to you.
So if they burnt down the library, then
Yeah.
that means all the evidence is gone, Shem. Shook.
I
No, but
think so, but
hold on one second,
what do you want to
No, no,
do?
no, no.
It's
No, no,
like,
no, that don't make sense. That don't make sense. Because remember, Christians are followers, they're not him. Yeah. Now, if the book was called Christ, not Christians, or so if it was called Christ's autobiography, then fair enough. But it's not. It's called the Bible because it's written people testimonies. It's testimonies. It's not the actual person. So it's not supposed to be. Like that. And the beginning of it is,
yeah,
prophets and prophecies and
Whoa,
so
did you hear what he
we've
just
got
said there, Shook?
we've got
Shook,
bits. So we've got bits that
testimonies
were
from other
actually.
yeah,
Hold
people.
on. No, 1 second. We've got bits in
yeah. That's
the
hearsay.
first,
That's
the
hearsay.
first
That's
testament.
hearsay, bro.
No, but hold on 1 second, because otherwise we're going to start getting a shouting match. We've got bits in the first
How
Google
is it just
testament. Yeah,
testimonies on
excluded
rebuke.
of court?
Like
we've
Google
got bits.
testimonies
Oh.
on.
We've got bits in the
Yeah.
first testament.
It's
Yeah,
just,
we've got bits.
yeah,
We've got bits in the first testament that are attested to being written by
yeah,
prophets. So Jesus at the same time is also a prophet, as much as he's the son of the most high,
yeah,
is also a prophet. He's also giving
yeah.
prophecy and also fulfilling prophecy. So to some extent the book is written by the people who are actually direct links.
How
So
come the
that's the
Christians
I
on the
used,
testimony.
part say that
That's
he's
the
God?
testimony.
How come the Christians
mm,
say that he was born as God and he came back as God? How come the Christians down speak as
because he
God
was
are
a
going mad
prophet
for
that
that?
was acting so divinely. He was acting so divinely as a prophet that people would say, yeah, God was acting through him because it was perfect in his action. But obviously, he did swing a sword around and chased out Pharisees and done a couple other things, and you was friends with tax collectors and all of these kind of business
Wait, hold on a minute.
arrangements. So
Hold on a
Why are
minute.
was
we
that
gonna go by
God
hearsay
moving
though?
on
Why don't we
water?
go by what? Why don't we just go by
Yeah,
what he said?
but
Why are
yeah,
we gonna
because
go by
people
hearsay?
realise that
Because that don't make sense.
What
because
do you
the
mean?
same
He
people,
was with
his
certain
own
I
people
people.
mean,
persecuted him,
I
and
mean,
then
I
the
mean,
Romans persecuted him. That doesn't make
yeah.
sense. You got all this power, you're divinely God, and then you're gonna hang
Mm.
yourself up on a cross.
I get you. It don't make sense to you, but it makes sense to other people. So
I'm
you're
not
only one
accepting what you're
person
saying,
in the world.
Stanley, by the
But
way.
I'm gonna
I think you
say,
can
I'm
prove
gonna
it.
say this year. Think about it like this: why are we gonna accept what the Christians are saying about somebody when they've told us about
Yeah.
themselves? That don't make sense. That's like me accepting what some other people on some other channel were saying about you, Sham, or you, Natty, for instance. Yeah, and you've told me about you, and I've heard
Oh
your version
shit.
of it,
Big
but
up the
I'm just gonna
selector.
go with what they said. So
Yeah.
if I'm just gonna go
Yeah.
with what they said, then I'm the one playing games because he said quite clearly, he
I
said he's
know.
not the most high. And if he said that, then there's
Yes.
no need to question that.
But then we've got to listen to people's testimonies.
So that's what you do when you go to court, don't you? You listen to people's testimonies.
Mm.
He's
Yeah.
saying
So what's the problem?
hearsay. In court that will get thrown out. In court that will get dashed out so quickly. That's like a legal term, hearsay. Do you understand?
No,
It's
in
like
court, listen,
if
in
you
court, yeah, in court, you could be convicted on what a witness says. They don't have to be able to prove that that witness is
yeah, but
giving you the
it's a
that have
witness,
to
it's the
be.
actual person. Is he
Thank you.
no, he's the person on oath. The person on
Listen,
oath is claiming something. That's a witness. Someone
And
else
you know what
is
else, Shug?
hearsay.
Shug, all the people,
Whoever's on the
yeah,
Shug,
stand,
the Jews,
that's a witness. Yeah.
Shug,
yeah, but
Shug, check
yeah,
this out. The
but
Jews
Mm,
deny him. The Jews deny him, yeah. The Christians
yeah.
say he's the Son of God, and then the
Yeah.
Muslims say that he
This is a
wasn't hanged up
mess.
on the cross. So everything hanging around that
Yeah.
Middle East, you lot forget about atheists. Your biggest problem, yeah, is the other religions that are going against you because
Okay.
you lot are all
In
cancelling each
that
other out.
case, listen, in that case, I'd have to add, first of all, no one can drag Shifa under any bus because obviously I know his belief as well. and his belief is not just some mad by the book kind of thing. No, he's got his own thing. So we're obviously seeing eye to eye on that as well.
No,
Like, so
you see when you say that
don't
though,
hold
Ian,
him. No, but let's not. But for people who don't
I
understand,
didn't
don't
write the
hold man
Bible.
responsible.
No, but
Of course
it
he
don't matter.
didn't.
I didn't listen.
Yeah, but
I didn't write the
let your
book.
stance
So
be clear so people think you're not just sitting there thinking, oh, okay, this is a
no,
mad
but
thing. It's like
you
obviously
see the
you're
thing
not
is though,
fully
yeah.
against us on all the points. Yeah,
Do me one favor. Let me speak for me in it, because I think that like that's a non.
yeah.
It's not needed. It's not. It's an
That's
unnecessary
fair.
statement.
That's fair.
It's an
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
unnecessary statement. Let me explain something to you.
yeah,
You see what I'm trying to show tonight, yeah, is that the
yeah.
people who was writing these books and giving these testimonies, yeah, there had to be
Okay.
witnesses to these testimonies. Otherwise, it's not making it in there. Do you feel what I'm trying to say? Even
Okay.
when people are deciphering the text and they're saying, okay, well,
But the
this one's
problem
going to
is
be
you're a witness to
canonical,
hearsay,
or this one's
witness
not
to a
going to be
testimony.
canonical.
It's like,
Witness, and do you know what?
No,
Witness
no,
to
no, no,
stuff
no, no,
that is
no. No, 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 no,
unearthly,
no, 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 no.
like
When
witness
you
to stuff
say
that don't happen, Shem. You know what I'm
no, no,
saying?
no,
Man,
no, no,
don't
no,
walk
no,
yeah,
on
no.
water now, bro.
Doing right now, yeah,
yeah.
is we're conflating stuff, innit? We're saying our opinion. We're not going by the actual what happened, innit? Now, if we're gonna go
No,
by actually what happened is, yeah, you see these prophets, yeah,
you said
like
witnessed hearsay.
listen,
If you're
you see
witnessing
these,
hearsay, that's a mad thing.
that don't make
You're
sense,
saying
cuz
he
that's
did it.
what I mean. No, that don't make sense. Listen,
No,
you
but
see
you're
what I'm
witnessing
saying?
something that went on.
No, but hear what I'm saying. You see shouting things
Yeah.
down the microphone, yeah, it doesn't make no difference to the actual context
We're
of what's being
not
said.
competing. We're not competing here. We're just saying. Do you
No, but I'm
understand? We
saying,
already said no, but we
let me
know
just
you're the bad boy
let me
debater.
just
Like we know
let
that,
me
and then
just
we're cool with you being that guy. That's not
no,
what we're
let me
doing
just
here.
land the point. Let me
Yeah,
land the point, because I don't
yeah,
like establish to 92 Dread
yeah.
what I mean by witness, because his
Okay.
idea of what a witness is doesn't seem to correspond with what
Yeah,
an actual witness is. So
yeah,
somebody, made an implication that something happened. They said that
okay.
let's say his argument is what the one he just
Yeah,
brought up. He says that the most, or not the most high, the most high son
yeah.
Yeshua, yeah.
Is
Now
the
there
most
were
high.
witnesses. Now there were witnesses to that. So you see, the person who gave us the rendition of the story and said, "I saw him walking across the water." There were other
Yeah.
witnesses to this. They weren't the only person that witnessed it. Now,
Nope.
obviously, I get your point in the sense of, you know what, the person writing it is the person who witnessed it. Yeah, but other
Mm-hmm.
people are giving it, they're verifying this, bro. They're
Yeah.
verifying it. It's like when you deal with Christ being on a cross or Yeshua being on a cross, XYZ.
Yeah.
Fair enough, it's written in the book. Yeah, and okay, you can say, well, only the people in that region are talking about it if that were the case, but it's not the case. The Romans are talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Other civilizations, other people, other nationalities are talking about it because they know it happened. Some
Yeah.
of them was
They
there.
spoke
They
about the
witnessed.
Exodus and
No, they
the
They
know it happened
witnessed.
because people make up rumors, just like they believe in
No, some of them witnessed it because
a
the
golem.
Romans
But
was
now,
there.
if
They
he
The
says to
Romans
me
was there, Kate.
archaeology, if he claims archaeology, I have to give him that one. If he says archaeology is how they know, like, because he could say like, okay, pyramids spoke about Exodus amongst other things. They spoke about Israelites and obviously the whole Exodus, the whole movement of the people. So that's artifact now. That's these are the things I would obviously make very clear that this is what not makes it hearsay. Now you're saying real physical things, and they're in museums, and you can look and you can check and you can verify it. That's a bit more solid. That means you checked. Um, and there is a few things, but I don't know if the whole story goes together as is written in the book. I think
But as we know,
it
archaeology is
veers off
like
bad.
there's certain
You know,
people that don't want the truth to be revered. So as people have claimed that, what they were doing in the pyramids, repainting them and everything like that,
they
you
were
know,
many generations were living in them. It's like castles. Many generations live in castles.
right?
It's not just one family. Yeah,
Also, as we've known through history, anyone who takes over another country or place like that, what their
mm,
beliefs get taken over by another belief. So like I was saying
it's a
about
good
all these
point.
underground places, there's places built
Yeah.
on top of places built on top of places because people just
Hmm.
knock it down and then restart their own thing. So
Yeah.
archaeological stuff, yeah, but I mean, if you know what I can't read hieroglyphics,
Yeah. No, you're
so
right.
it's a bit,
You
look,
got
bro,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's a bit silly, right? Because
Hmm.
unless you can read it, bruv. Like if you can't read, right, and someone could put on the paper like, oh, right, can you write my name for me? And someone puts dickhead, yeah. How are you going
Yeah.
to tell them that's your name, or how are you going to tell them that they're wrong if you can't spell or you can't read?
That's a good point. But the thing is, I was more referring to like pictures. You could look at a picture, right? You might not understand exactly what the picture is, but like a picture or like a, you know, something of that type. Or you could even say, let's say, the gold that was found in, like, obviously Ramesses chamber, like real things, isn't it? Something that you can at least have a look at that's like attainable, some evidence, you know.
The Moses,
Um,
you know, when Moses, when all those Egyptian people died, yeah, where's all the graves? Where's all the bodies?
well, obviously, most people are going to believe that that area was covered in water at that, you know, in them days.
Yeah, but you see what we're
So
doing here, yeah? We're focused on the evidence that we want to see. Yeah. Just like if I was to say to you, 1 second, if I was to say to you, yeah, as far as your evolution story, yeah, if I said to you, show me evolution right now, your argument's gonna be that's impossible. Why would you ask such a ridiculous thing?
No,
Now I'm saying to you, 1 second, I'm saying to you realistically that the stories that have been verified by other people, witnesses, yeah, have been around for thousands of years. These stories, yeah, these written accounts, yeah. So that is evidence. A written account is evidence. If someone gives testimony to something, that's evidence. When you go to court, if Sham was in court, yeah, and then someone say that someone decided to be a snitch and they turned up at court and said, "I'm giving testimony," that's evidence, cuz. So what do you say to that?
so you want what do you call it? Evolution, like a what's the word? So right. So when I say this to you, just remember this is just a theory, right? This is something that is close to me, right? Because I can see these things, and maybe you might be able to see like changes. So I'll tell you one thing for which could be a proof of evolution would be, you could say, you can have a look at something like even a penguin. You can look at how why it doesn't fly anymore, but it's in the sea, but it's related to certain birds, but those certain birds can't interbreed with each other like that. So even though we could say, oh yeah, he's a human being and everything like that, but then he's a different color, but yeah, we're all the same thing and everything like that, but we can breed, but those penguins can't. So somewhere along the line, you have to say, well, why are they like that and why are these ones doing things like this? Evolution. Why is a polar bear white and why are other bears brown? Evolution.
yeah.
Woolly mammoths. Why were they woolly? And then why was the other ones
Can you
without the
describe
wool?
exactly how you mean the evolution? You know, when you say obviously like
Can you show me a woolly mammoth
how
though?
Well, let's have a look at a woolly mammoth that they got up, yeah? Because from what I know, yeah, from what I believe, actually, this is something I
they were
believe
only
that
about 1,300 years ago, maybe even 800
they,
years ago.
the scientists around the world, Americans, Russians, and Serbians, and all these people, they tried to confirm that they found one, you know, in the firmer ice,
I know.
preserved, a baby one. What else is there? Okay, I'll give you another. I'll give you another example. There's two lizards. There's two lizards that live in Brazil. Yeah. Now
Oh
these
I
two
want to see
lizards that
this.
live
I
in
want to.
Brazil,
I want to
they're
see a
related
link
to
for
each
this
other,
woolly
right?
mammoth. Before, just before you
Sorry,
continue,
they
I
were
want to
at
see a link
once
for this
the
woolly mammoth.
same. They were the same breed. Yeah.
yeah.
One lived in the south One lived in the one went south, one went north. Now, gradually,
Yeah.
as they started disappearing from each other, they started changing in appearance, and gradually, certain ones could not mate with the other ones anymore.
Yeah.
Why? Because the ones that couldn't mate with the stronger ones now, there was no purpose for them in the world, because the other ones have now adapted to their surroundings. The north ones have adapted to their surroundings. Now, the ones in the middle, they've always stayed the
Yeah.
same. Yeah. But they're not doing too well. Why? Because, as you know, sometimes evolution is sometimes it is to bring something that is something unique, and it's always going to be better. So I can find a
Yeah.
rock tomorrow, and it could be just a shitty little rock, yeah. But then I could find another rock tomorrow, same rock, but it could be blue. But you know what? That blue rock is going to be unique because, wow, I've just found this blue rock and there's no other blue rocks around there like that. So
Yeah.
evolution is even how we're looking at our computers and our phone. Okay, cool. That is man intervention because we are the creators of that. We started off from what? Fucking drums and smoke signals to fucking
Yeah.
what we're using on our hands now. That is evolution. But the key to um maybe the key and the success at the time was, if the world was continuously growing and continuously growing and continuously growing, there can be a time where, there's a stump, there's a
Yeah.
what's the word, like,
Yeah.
there's a no need for that for that
Can I
species,
can I
or
can I
Alright.
ask one
Alright. Is it just me or am I detecting a lot of ifs and buts in this conversation?
No,
yes,
hundred
because
percent.
it's a
Can I just
I
theory.
build
mean,
it up from an
Shiffer,
in this
outside
ex.
point of view? Because I'm in
Shiffer,
the middle
it's
here, and
called a
this is
theory,
just
so
obviously
we
like,
if and but it, Shiffer, yes, because it's called a theory.
yeah, we do. It's like, but if we really look at it, it's like, I think that he's possibly gonna say to you that when you say, like, look at Stanley in the chat, he's saying basically like dog breeds, short-term evidence. This is what he's saying, yeah. I would say Schiffer would argue no, dog breeds is creation. You're talking about breeding of dogs. That's creation. That's creation story once again. So he's always going to be able to insert himself into every argument. If someone is putting forward evolution, he's going to say creation, and he might win creation in the dog breeding, in my opinion. That's not
That's fine, but
evolution where you can see that
a
short-term
lion,
I
change.
a
evolved.
lion, yeah, but a lion doesn't look the same as a tiger, and a tiger doesn't look the same as a leopard.
No, but they
But
can still breed. They can still breed. They
mm,
might have been species of humans. Imagine if they were species of humans. There were some humans who just looked so different. They were like avatars. That's how it is for dogs. There's different type of dogs, big, small. So yeah,
yeah, I mean, like, even like with us, I think the evolution with us now is come to the point where we don't use as much of our like but we use more of our minds now, um
yeah.
as a way of evolving.
Mhm.
uh so like imagine like someone's always been short, yeah, you're always a short person, you're always a short person, so you live in a village with loads of short people. Then imagine like everyone's eating all the fruit that's on the floor. Now imagine, you know, you want to start reaching now, yes, so now people are always having to reach, and people are always having to reach and reach and reach and reach and stretch. That could be a biological DNA code in you, that even when you're young and you're seeing people doing the stretching thing, that, obviously you're going to want to start doing that. You're going to want to start,
Mhm.
telling your body, this is what I need to do, because the fruit's up there now. We're little people, we're not down there now. So how about we get bigger? How about every time I'm reaching, not my time, not this time, not that time. We're not going to be on walking on all fours and everything like that now, because the competition has stepped up. So we have to change our ways. That can be a form of evolution.
Yo,
But
could you
I'm
hear
not.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I cut out, it's because I'm on the phone now still, so I don't know where Sham's gone, but we need to get him back because I won't be able to get back in otherwise if I do cut out. But I'm listening. But I think that, if a lion and a tiger got together and said, let's make Liger in our image, that Liger's not going to be able to reproduce. So there's an issue there, isn't there?
Uh, yeah, no, that obviously no, there is an issue, but through gene codes are just random. Well, no, I wouldn't say random. They're fucking, what's the word? They're like a fucking computer in it, isn't it? A gene code, basically. It's got all the fucking information to basically, boom, this is what I am and go. But what if that gene code doesn't want to go that way? What if it wants to be more advanced? And when it comes to that tiger and liger thing, yeah, I got told that weren't bred like naturally, man.
Oh, that's a fact. No, that's a fact. What you're saying, whether it was bred in a lab or natural, we all know that's a strong argument for evolution on the spot. But he's still gonna say creation, I believe. Um, you know, because obviously, like there was an insemination, natural insemination. Um, you know, and
But you know what though? We always put ourselves before the littlest things, bro, because even the littlest thing as to even like soil has
yeah,
evolved. There's different soils all over the world, bro. There's freaking brown soil, black soil, red
yeah,
soil, blah 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 blah, bro. Like
yeah.
certain things has,
Hey,
do you know what I mean?
since you're saying about soil, yeah, that guy, I love soil. I
Yeah,
remember I was giving him a bit of a quiz on obviously like like about gardening and soil and stuff. Like I wanted to see what he knew. And let me tell you something, yeah, that guy is on point when it comes to soil. Like I asked him like a silly question, like
yeah,
how
he
do you
knows his
turn?
thing, man.
Yeah, I said like how do you turn somewhere that don't have soil into soil? You know what his answer was?
What's that?
Compost. That's like he got the answer bang on. Man's just composting, creating your soil, doing what you need to do. You
Yeah,
know?
because nothing gets wasted, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Nothing gets wasted. And do you know what as well? I
yeah,
I personally um I personally see how um after a while, yeah, that how we have responsibilities in the world because of our higher consciousness, yeah. But
yeah,
if we were to use that consciousness in, or if we had that self consciousness, then maybe, bro,
yeah,
we might be able to do. Maybe, bro, we might be able to transform and everything like that. But if you're at the top of the food chain, nothing's there to um, make you want to start gaining powers to jump in the air to evade your species or do certain things, blah 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 blah, etc. Then you're good. You're gonna be stuck.
yeah,
There's no need for you to there's no need for you to want superpowers or want to be able to do certain things, or why certain animals at one time would fly. Why don't they fly anymore? Oh, because they don't have any, and they don't have any enemies that, or something like that. Do you know what I mean? These are the
yeah,
explanations that have made quite a lot of sense, because in our eyes there's so many different animals but that are similar, but they've all got their own freaking lives to do their own shit. There's some birds that will build a nest. There's some birds that won't build a nest. There's some birds that will go up in the tree. There's some birds that won't go in the tree, bro.
yeah.
But they've
That's correct.
they've all had to adapt to their certain different ways. Now, whatever gave us the choice for us to sorry, choice. That's the wrong word. Whatever power or whatever unit intervention or big bang or just coincidence, or because it was gonna happen, it is gonna happen, bro, because it has to happen. You know what I'm saying? if something exists now, like how we are now, then it surely has been existing for way over our heads, bro. It's been existing for so long that what matters to us is not the past, it's the future, bro.
Yeah.
And obviously we're the ones that are meant to be the shepherds of the earth, as they say in it. We're not
Yeah.
just thinking about like ourselves, we're worrying about people overeating certain animals. Yeah, because you look at how the animal kingdom is, yeah. The tiniest little thing, yeah, is food.
Yeah.
I don't care when it gets nyammed up, bruv. And then when that gets nyammed up,
Yeah.
something else bigger comes along, nyam that up, something else comes along, nyam that up, something else comes along. But nothing
You
nyamming
know,
us up, bro.
you know what though, Natty? You know what though, Natty? You see one thing I always do, yeah? Every time I take a stance on something, I think deeply about the opposing arguments, because I think if I don't think deeply enough about the opposing arguments and cross-reference all the opposing arguments with the standpoint that I'm making, it's almost like lullabying yourself into a false sense of security. Sorry, because it's like you talking about lions and tigers. If a lion and a tiger breed, it makes a liger, but the liger can't breed. So there's a problem biologically. There's a problem in the DNA. Whereas we know that we're made perfect, innit? There's
Um,
you could say
well,
dogs, but remember, like
yeah, but
either way, yeah.
You get Siamese
When you mix
twins.
two dogs, 1 second. When you mix two dogs, what you get is a mongrel. Yeah. So to some extent, that breed is no longer pure. Do you understand? So there's a reason why people are identifying these purities and impurities. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And obviously, if your scientists are doing it, there must be some truth in it then,
Yeah.
as far as you're concerned. Do you feel where I'm coming from? So it's like the argument you can't escape is that, your thing is not no more definite than what the religion is telling us. That's what I'm saying. Do you feel where I'm coming from? In fact, our
No,
thing has
that's
got
correct.
more legs to stand on,
Sir,
because
sir,
our thing got more legs to
clarity.
stand on, because it's not just. Now, hear me out though. Hear me out. Our thing's got more legs to stand on, because it's not just some idea that one person came up with thousands of years ago. This is a compilation of different people all confirming the same things.
What, the Bible or Allah and Yeshua and Buddha? Is that what you're talking about, or just the Bible?
I'm talking about religion in general. Religion is a
Okay,
combination of different people confirming similar things or the same thing across the planet.
right. So if people have got
Yeah.
different religions and people have got different gods, then doesn't that just go to show you
Just
that
back up
you
a
guys
little
have your
Yeah.
own personal stuff?
back up a little.
Now, it goes to show you that, like, for instance, yeah, you could be in a classroom, yeah, and a teacher asks a question, yeah, and 10 different kids give their answer to that question. Yeah, the teacher gives a question, she writes it on the blackboard and says, everyone give me your answer.
Mashallah, bro.
Now, everyone's answer is different, but guess what? One of you might have the right answer. Did you
Wait,
like
say
that
that
answer,
again.
All
yeah?
praise be to
No,
Allah.
Because
no,
I
no. You
noticed
got
everyone
around
went
that, but
silent.
so 10 children in the classroom, yeah, and out of them 10
Yeah.
children, only one child has the right answer.
Oh, bro.
Seems like it.
Yeah,
Seems like it. You're in and out like a roundabout. Your reception's cutting out.
Yeah, reception's
Yeah,
bad.
it's all swings and roundabouts when the reception's cutting out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah, everybody's sound is sounding bad. I don't know what's wrong with everybody's sound. Was it my thing? Was everybody sound like not coming through?
oh wow.
this one through.
It's for everyone. It's crazy. Okay, that's just mystifying. Look at that. This is how blessed this channel is.
In the sense of how
This is
can
how
you
you
make
know
the
this channel is
comparison?
like, like you made a
How can
comparison.
you make the comparison?
Yeah.
Sorry, I
That
thought.
your
I,
answer's great.
It's him coming in and out, no one else.
Can you hear me though?
That's it coming in now.
No, no.
Yeah,
The last person said, "Can you hear me?" I can hear you good, but everybody else I can't hear.
Yeah, I can hear you,
good.
Pelu. I can hear
Exactly.
Shoot.
Yeah, I can hear you
Okay.
clear as day. Whoever just said I can hear you, Pedro, I can hear you clear as day. Everybody else I can't hear.
Okay. He's
So
the
let right.
clearest.
So
The
like I
clearest.
was saying
Am I
about
getting
the
clearer?
yeah. Like I was saying, I'll give you another example. Yeah,
Okay. Good.
somewhere in the Galapagos Islands, right? There's two lizards, right? Now these are the only lizards on
Yeah.
the
David
island, right?
Attenborough.
Now what these lizards do, yeah,
Yeah.
they
David
dive
Attenborough.
into the sea. They dive into the sea. They get like algae off the
Yeah.
rocks and stuff like that, and they jump back up. Now,
Yeah.
what they found is that on
This
another part of
special
the island,
animal
yeah,
has been
these
known
lizards
to
have grown
go
an
in
extra
the sea.
what do you call it? I've grown like an extra like nail thumb kind of thing, yeah. And
Yeah.
like scientists are kind of puzzled as to, you know,
Yeah.
same lizards, but these guys down this side, they've got longer thumbs. Why is that?
Yeah.
So let's have a look the reason why. Because, you know, why is it that a spider makes a web and does all these type of things? Let's have a look at why a spider does a web and
Yeah.
never makes things, because that's how it has
Let me
catches
make
its
a
prey.
different
That's not for
web.
us to say, that's a dumb
Yeah.
thing.
Give it
But
LSD.
look at the
Look at the
size
web.
of it. Yeah, and look how long it's been
Yeah.
doing that before we even knew, or even myself even understood why it was doing it. So I ain't the clever one in the world, bro. There's
Exactly.
clever things that's been
Exactly.
living there doing their shit way before us, bro.
Hmm.
And we're not like the hands-on.
Yeah.
We're kind of like, we want things built for us, bro. We don't want to do the shit anymore. We don't want to do the nature shit anymore. We want to do the
Yeah.
unnatural shit, but then blend the natural shit
Okay.
with the unnatural shit. Now, when you blend the unnatural shit
Yeah.
with the natural
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah. Yeah.
create
Yeah. Yeah.
madness,
Yeah.
bro.
Of course. Yes. Yes. Yeah. It's like sugar with cannabis. Mix both.
Right? It's not.
Yeah.
It's gonna conflict, bro. So when they figured out, like we're trying to say, yeah, if you're a man and you go and you live your day to day, yeah, any job that you go to, if they say, yeah, it's 50K, okay, yeah, I'll take the job. You're not going to
Yeah.
walk into the
Yeah.
job and believe the man's words, yeah. You want to find out about the
Hmm.
company. You want to find out the information, and there's a hell of a lot of information,
Hmm.
but it's the information that will sit right with you. Now, if something don't sit right with you,
Yes.
or doesn't feel right with you, you've got senses in your head to make a good decision about it.
Yeah.
And if you don't
Yeah.
um weigh up the pros and cons about it, bro, then are you just walking blind? Are you just gonna say, look, my brethren told me something,
And
yeah,
belief.
and I'm not gonna believe him, I'm not gonna disbelieve him, but I'm gonna look for more
Yeah.
information about that. I'm gonna look for maybe more testimonies of other people, yeah, something that
Yeah.
can relate to me now, yeah, rather than relating to me way back. Because a talking donkey don't relate to any well, it relates to the Christian people because they believe that God made a donkey speak and everything like that. But if we are in this
Yeah.
world here and you go, oh, guess what, guys, yeah, if someone goes, oh, talking animals, you have to believe in talking animals. Otherwise, if you don't believe in talking animals, you can't believe in the talking animal in the Bible, bruv. So
Mm.
if you want to walk around like a madman, then you can walk around like a madman, or you can question the the Bible. You could say, well, look, some of these people back in those days, there, yeah, yay, the smite and all that. We don't use that. Those people back in their days weren't illiterate. 1900, we're starting to get books and stuff
Okay.
like that. People in Europe and certain places in the world can't even read. Yeah, so it was taught to us
Yeah. Europe was
reading all
bad.
this.
Yeah.
Europe
Let's
was bad for it,
establish
bro.
that Europe was real bad. They were behind. Like you're talking, like it could be like 700 years. It could be like 1,000 years. It depends on
No,
what event
shook,
we're talking about. If we're
shook.
talking
You
about
see writing,
irrigation,
you see
you
writing
know. Yeah.
and then everything like that. It's a powerful tool because only the people who
Yes.
needed to know it were allowed, to read. Because if someone could start reading and start doing stuff, the propaganda and the media and everything like that, you can start reading your own stuff because people are going to be intrigued. What's this? It's Chinese. I can't read that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can, bro. I
Yeah.
want to know because it's knowledge.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so how does it? So how do we? So how do we get back to evolution though? How do we get back to
So
evolution?
so getting back to
I
the
mean, I think
evolution.
obviously many people are giving their view on evolution. He kind of is showing you that evolution is what he believes in. Right, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
To a
No,
certain
I
extent,
mean,
maybe
but
not
I think there is. Look, because yeah, I think that dog example is a good example because they say dogs were all wolves originally until we bred them. And I'm gonna tell you what I seen, right?
okay.
Because I was watching this thing on YouTube, right? They was breeding foxes, right? They were trying to breed foxes the same way they bred wolves, right? They tried to breed some foxes. They started
Yeah,
making domesticatable foxes because they kept what they kept doing was they kept doing it over generations and generations, like over 30 years. Like or what you do is you find
yeah.
the most social fox, and you breed them together. You just keep breeding the most social foxes. You keep breeding them together over like 30 years, over like how many generations. Eventually, they start becoming like domesticated. You keep them out. So it's like,
Oh, I
so
know.
there was like that's there was like that's how humans originally bred wolves to make dogs originally because they got the nicest wolves, the ones who are the most kindest, the ones who are most
But that's more
amenable to take training.
scientific. That's more scientific. I have to say that if we're saying that's more scientific, like if that breeding process is done, how are we passing on the characteristics? It's obvious. It's like there's a process how you're passing them on. And okay, you selected the preferences you wanted, but the fact of the matter is how they move between the dogs and they create. You see what I'm saying? It's there's a scientific process there.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. He should just said he was going to come back at a certain time. Yeah, I'll give him a call. I'll give him a call.
yeah,
Fuck's sake, man.
yeah.
I'm so glad I don't bleed. I really am. I'm so glad.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
it's like that.
Nah, mate. It's yes, bruv. You know, when the women get to that time now, bruv, it's just long.
Yeah,
That's why you need them man caves, bruv.
I know. You do,
Yeah, so get
you
back
do.
on the evolution.
Yeah, but
Like, so when they
they're gonna
found out
claim
them
I'm the
those
creator,
yeah, so when
created
we
through that
got back to
crutch.
when we get to the
Yeah.
evolution part, yeah, we're the ones who creating the names for these things. We're the ones giving names to lands. We're the ones giving names to water. We're the ones giving names to
Mm.
air. We're the ones giving explanation to something because nobody else is giving me an explanation.
Oh wow.
If
Yeah.
I want an explanation,
Okay.
and I'll say this again and again and again,
Yeah.
if I want to know the Bible
Yes.
story, the only one who can tell me the
Yeah.
truth is God, because it is the word of
Yeah.
God. Now, if
Unfortunately.
I say, Shug,
Unfortunately.
yeah, let me tell
Yeah.
you a dark joke, and you go, who did you hear that from? Oh, my mate told
Yeah.
me. Well, it's not my joke, is it?
Yeah.
Somebody else's joke. So I might not say it right, bro. But then you might go around and say,
Yeah.
you might go, hey, I've got a joke for you. Yeah, who told you that joke? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Natty told me. Oh, yeah. It's not your joke, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yes.
we need an explanation, right? Just like if you have beef with somebody, yeah.
Yeah.
If you've got beef with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna run in there like a bull and go, ah. You're gonna go, what's the
Yeah.
beef about? Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to know what's the beef, what's the issue.
Exactly.
We're not gonna call God to
Yeah.
say, can you or we're not gonna pray.
God damn.
You're gonna find out,
Yeah.
and you're gonna find how did this evolve into something
Yeah.
else now, right?
Yes.
Let's find out from the start
Can
to the
I add
middle
something to that?
to the
Can
end.
I add something to that? These people, the same people that tell you this, yeah, they believe that obviously, like, the NASA are hiding things and all of these things are going on. So you're saying to yourself, okay, so you believe that like there's all this technology, you know, like NASA are hiding, like things are going on, but you don't believe the most basic thing can be achieved, as in proving, how DNA moves. They've even got a number on DNA outcomes. They got like a number that they say this will be the outcome. It's not infinite. DNA is not infinite, Like there's a set combination that it can achieve and it can't go any higher than that. So I don't know. It's gonna be a hard case to put forward specifically on dogs. How like what are we attributing the achievement to? What are we saying it is? Are we saying it was, God? Are we saying it was evolution? Um, yeah, I'm trying to work out exactly what we're giving it.
Well,
Or are we saying,
look at
you know what,
look at
that can be
Jesus.
explained
Look
scientifically? Yeah,
scientifically. Look at Jesus. Yeah. Now he was born
yeah,
without sperm from. Well, he was born out of a woman, but he wasn't
yeah,
actually. What's the word? He wasn't actually. Uh,
yeah,
a man didn't
yeah.
bruck his thing in there. Yeah. But I'll tell you how people can play
No,
God now.
obviously, no.
Wait,
He
wait,
did,
wait a
he
second.
did. What are you
Should,
talking about? She had
should,
pitney before that. She can't go and
did
say
she?
we're too pitney, and now you wanna? Yeah, of course.
I
Children,
never knew
brothers
that.
and sisters. Of course there is. So that grudge has been
Oh,
passed a
right,
long
that's new
time.
to me.
Forget about the Virgin Mary. They're not talk. Yeah. When they say
Well,
virgin, it's been like confirmed. They're just talking about divine creation, like without being touched. Do you understand?
well, look at this,
That's what they're
right?
saying.
Nowadays, women don't need a
Yeah.
man to have sex with her. They can put it
Yeah.
inside them. Now, this is
Of
what I
course.
understand. This is what I understand about people when they talk about science, because yeah, bro, I'm not all for science, but I know that it exists. Like
Yeah.
it's a way that we understand something. So we have named it ourselves. So we are playing God. You don't if you're saying no woman in the world had a baby without having sex with a man, well, guess what, my friend? It's been done. It has been done, because that woman will still be a virgin. It's been done. It's not a miracle anymore. At them times there, whatever they're saying, yeah. But in the whole history of since man can actually start looking into things, write down things, jot things, etc., etc. Now we know that it can be done. It's we don't you don't need a message from God. You're not. That was the last person to acclaim that she got a divine message from God telling her that she's gonna have a child and everything. But now, bro, just a syringe or cut them up, put it in, whatever they need to do, test tube. It's been done, bro. And we've seen these things. These are the type of things that we've seen inside the pyramids and everything like that. Yeah, we've seen them with their scientists and everything like that. You know what I'm saying, shoot. They're not silly, them people. If they're inventing batteries, bro, then they're on what we were on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I'm saying,
Yeah.
bro,
You're right.
if you're gonna play God, I know there's always gonna be somebody who will cook and challenge you. I'm gonna think I'm smarter than you. You don't deserve to be on
Yeah.
that throne. You don't deserve to be the leader of the people, because I'm gonna challenge you and show you how.
Hmm.
Now, how can you challenge
Yeah.
somebody, yeah, fairly? Let's say someone like Jesus, yeah, wants to challenge the people, yeah,
Yeah.
who are running governments and everything like that. Let's just say, yeah, this random man come along and said, you know what? I'm gonna go around, walk around a bit, see what's going on. 40 days in the desert, or how many? Wait, what he done? You know what I mean? I'm gonna go around, clean my head, and say, no, this ain't right. Furthermore, when he turned up there, he's like, you lot are freaking claiming to be doing stuff in the father's house, but you lot are gambling. You
Yeah.
lot are taxing people. Blah blah blah. Wait a minute, you have just exposed, because before you came along, Jesus, everyone believed that these people were godly people. Furthermore, all these before you came to the temple and started kicking over tables and stuff, yeah, God was calm. These are his people. But wait a minute,
Yeah.
it seems to me that someone like you have found out what these bastards are up to. You've now seen, or you now know who's doing what. You're now seeing who's conquering people, bringing their religions and bringing their faiths. You're now seeing big temples
Okay.
with libraries, gold, red and blue was the colors to have in them days and everything. Like, you're seeing all this, you're seeing people come to the
Yeah.
center of the earth, and yet people are saying that
Yeah.
it's God doing all this, but in front of God he puts a man. It don't make no sense, bro,
Yeah.
because you got angels who are messengers, bro. Bro, bro, just to end everything,
Yeah.
yeah, to prove of your existence, speak. I'll prove you of an
Yeah.
existence of a snake, yeah, that can climb a tree. There's the proof, bro. Like, bro, I could, like, if you want
Yeah.
some proof, yeah, I'll give you some proof. But a theory, I'm not gonna die for, bro. A
Mhm.
theory is not. I'm not gonna die for. But if
Yeah.
you're gonna die for a theory, so be it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm trying to say. The
Yeah.
theory or whatever, bro. I'm not dying for that. You know what I'm saying? But people will die for beliefs. But their
I hear you.
belief
I fully hear you.
was not their original idea. That original idea was from
Oh
Moses, or
wow.
before
Yeah.
Moses was from Noah, and before this person was from this person, and they
Yeah.
stood before you and they
Yeah.
spoke on behalf of an almighty representative of the whole universe,
Okay.
but not you.
Yeah.
How about that, Shug? They don't speak to us. He don't speak to us, but yet they want us
Yeah.
to believe. I don't feel. All I know is a story. All you're telling me is a story. There's no feet that he's meant to exist. Oh, God is everywhere. Well, fuck me, bro. Like,
Yeah.
if he's everywhere, yeah, he's doing a fucking shitty job because the old Bill are doing a better job than him.
So would you say the God concept is made up? Like, would you say the God concept is made up?
The God,
It's just like a made up concept. You know, we can disregard it to that high an extent. We can prove the makeup. Like, that is obviously a made up concept. God
the
in
God,
its, in its wholesome,
the God concept,
everything that comes with it.
yeah, is unnatural because it's not from this earth.
Yeah.
So the God
Mhm.
concept, yeah, for me it's not natural. It's unnatural because he did not say he's from the earth. So
No.
if you're not from the earth,
Yeah.
yeah, then you're not close to me. The closest thing to me on the earth that I can see that I'm
Yeah. You're
using,
right.
and like, look, bro, we're doing what we need to do out here, bro. Yeah, I'm working,
Yeah.
I'm doing whatever I need to do and everything like that. So I'm doing a natural thing. An unnatural thing,
Mhm.
right, would be me
Yeah.
looking up into the sky and whispering something, and someone coming over and going, "What are you doing?" I'll go, "Oh, I'm speaking to someone."
Yeah.
Who? Now they can ask me who. A religious person will get it. They'll go, "Oh, you're talking to the Lord." Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why didn't you ask me what he's saying? Or why is it like Shug, yeah? Imagine you go down to Speaker's Corner, yeah, and you go to all the
Yeah.
Christians and go, "Guys, Jesus gave me a vision last night, and he said how great we're all doing and
Okay.
everything like that." Are they going to believe me?
Yeah. It's a sticky one. I guess the claim that's obviously being made is that God has been reduced to a concept, and in actual order, this concept has been made up. This is the claim what's being made. And on the other end, you got someone saying, no, there's a God. And then, you got someone trying to say, okay, but we're making a claim against um there being a God. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're disregarding the fact that
Mm.
no, we're not saying that the whole God concept it was made up. Um, that's a wild stance. I think
The
that's a
wild
wild
stance,
stance,
bro,
and
is
I don't know. Yeah,
we are like, we're not like gods, but we are like supreme
yeah,
on the earth, bro, because we are in charge. We tell a dog who your name is. Like,
you're
we've
right.
even told them you're dogs because the dominance of us is that we can think. Yeah. and think and conjure up and create. Now a dog can think,
Yes.
but it the only thing it's going to create is a mess on the carpet, bro. It's limited.
Yeah.
It's very
Yes.
very limited. Now I'm talking about like what's the name dog, like a dog like you know you got a home, yeah. But then if you got a wild dog, wild dogs are much more different to what's the name dog, because these things have to live in nature, bro. These things have to do shit, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? You take a
Yeah.
normal fucking bull mastiff or something like that out there and go against a hyena, bro. That thing, only thing it's gonna do is have its natural instinct stand its ground, innit? But in the wild and everything like that, bro, that hyena knows I've got trees, bush, jump on your
Yeah, but
ass,
bull
boom, boom,
mastiff,
boom.
some bull mastiff can win. If yeah,
Yeah,
but if it's like a
no.
bad
I've
boy
seen, yeah,
bull mastiff, like I know people that had, yeah, there were people. Have you heard of Neapolitan mastiff?
yeah.
They just look
They're
like
lovely,
pit
man.
bulls,
I
but
like the
large pit
ears.
bulls, like lean,
Yeah, I like
everything.
the ears on them.
They're on a mad, yeah, like yeah. I had a guy who
Mm.
obviously he had one of them, and his dog was on a madness.
Yeah,
It was controlling people differently.
the
The
instincts
only
there,
thing is that
but
obviously
the
I knew
command,
about
bro.
that dog. Yeah, that dog was
Yeah,
obviously yeah,
Yo,
but
very
the
brother,
friendly dog,
instincts, yeah,
is what
how
I'm
did
the
saying.
you get the
instinct is there for the
Neapolitan
dog, but
Mastiff?
the command for it
Yeah.
is when it hears our command. Like
What are you
you
saying?
you can't command a wild dog in the
Yeah.
wild, bro.
Yo,
It's
brother,
gonna know nothing, bro.
how did you man get the
Okay.
Neapolitan Mastiffs? Talk to me, man.
I'm bullied out.
Oh shit.
I'm confused right now.
No, but like he said against the hyena, I'm just trying to I'm just trying to put the context. If he's saying against the hyena, I know there's some horrific hyenas that will just pepper up dogs. Obviously, I know that, but I'm saying there's certain like mastiffs that could obviously take out a weak hyena, not a top class hyena. I'm never saying that. Top class hyena is yamming it for breakfast. I know this, but I'm saying like a
All right,
feeble hyena, yeah,
all right.
or like a hyena not on point, like
I know
that
you man have
mastiff's
gone
taking
somewhere
it
else,
out.
yeah.
It's not
But
playing. Yeah,
you couldn't hear me before, yeah. I'm gonna say it now again. You see, as far as Natty was talking
I
about
think he was going
ligers
with
and
DNA.
tigers and lions and tigers
He was
mating and
referencing
stuff.
DNA in that argument.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna say this year: if a lion mates with a tiger, it makes a liger. But a liger's not a perfect creature, so they can't
Okay.
reproduce. You understand? So is that not
Yes, but it's
evidence
more
enough to
powerful.
say?
How are you measuring power? How are you measuring power?
And then
Please
in the
tell me.
same
And
respect,
how many have been
in this,
created? How many have possibly been on the earth? Yeah. Hang on. How many have been on the earth? Let me tell you this first of all. Some humans can't have a baby together, but when they split up, they all of a sudden have a baby. But with that person, they
Mhm.
can't have a baby. But two, like they
Yeah, because
both
one person's
go
impotent,
separate
isn't it?
ways and they both have a baby. Tell me how that could happen.
Because
But
one
they
of the people
both
was
go separate
impotent.
ways and they have a baby. But together they couldn't. No, how can you be partly impotent, or how can you get your impotent? Yeah, you might be able to get it reversed, but
Mm.
more than that, I'd say that there's a problem between these two people, and I would say it's probably chromosomes that you're not gonna reproduce. You two can't reproduce because your DNA, obviously, whatever you're supposed to produce is not. It's not supposed to be coming at this time. So,
Mm.
you two can't have a baby, and therefore that would obviously be, what would it be attributed to?
I don't know. Maybe someone weren't getting it up right.
You'd say, okay, no, I would say you're saying about Ligra. Hang on a minute, you're saying about Ligra. So I'm just told you, not many Ligra have been about. I don't know if they were about back in the day. There might have been bare of them. We don't know that. Or maybe the original tiger is already a hybrid. That's why tigers are bad boys. You
Well,
understand? It's already like on a mad thing.
like
So
ligers don't
um,
happen in the wild, do they? That's man-made. That's men putting lions and tigers together and making them mate. But it don't happen in the wild like that.
yeah, yeah. Okay, but so you don't believe there's a possibility that could happen in the wild?
I believe it's possible. I just don't think it does. Because if it's
Okay, but
possible in a
humans
zoo,
did it.
then it's possible in the
They
wild.
took out species.
What do you mean?
Yeah. No, but I get what you're saying when you're saying it won't happen in the wild, because you're kind of like saying, why would two different species all of a sudden buck up? You don't see that. You never see that on any like nature watch or anything. Do you
Mm.
understand? Like
It's like human
at
beings. Human
most
beings.
you'll
What do?
see different species of animals. Yeah, like they
But
might rear
what?
a baby for the other side, but that's all they'll do.
Can human beings breed with animals?
No chance. No chance. Impossible. Impossible, and it'll never
Well,
happen.
then we know there's something different
Yeah.
about us, then, isn't it? Something
Yeah,
unique.
impossible and can never happen. That's my answer. The only thing I would say, like, let's say we were able to see, like, like the Maasai, they must be connected to some Avatar people. Do you understand? Like the Maasai are some mad ass people. So, if you actually go, anyone goes to Zanzibar, you're gonna see the Maasai. The Maasai are on the island, Now Maasai don't care about religion. Maasai is on an island, and this is big religious boy on an island now.
Mm.
Off Tanzania. It's actually his own island, Zanzibar. Yeah. So they're island people. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, but cuz
And
this is
yeah,
where,
that's how
if
it
you
is.
take the standpoint of science, yeah, human beings become more like dog. Yeah,
Yeah.
because check this one out. You got, what they call it, Neanderthal, Teanderthal,
Now
whatever
breed with
Anderthals are out there.
animal
Yeah,
and
and then I breed with
yeah,
human.
but I'm saying
How
more
that
like the
feel right,
Maasai.
brother?
I didn't say that. I said more like the Maasai.
No, I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm saying science is saying that.
Okay.
You see it?
Yeah, but we ain't gonna take
So
the
how come that makes sense?
ugliest like parts of them. We can obviously take people who are actually skilled, big, tall, powerful, jumping a minimum of over a meter. That's a requirement for a Maasai. You get what I'm saying? It's like it's a mad thing.
We got 2 new panelists, by the way.
So
Justin and
like
Clay.
people are saying,
Can you hear me?
okay, yeah, loud and clear. Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You playing stuff from movies? Who was that? Was that Justin? So if you're trolls,
Yeah,
you
movie
got about
boy.
like 10
Movie
seconds
boy.
before we remove you from the channel. So talk to us. What you got to say?
I want some
Yeah,
legs
sorry.
and tomatoes on my butthole.
Say you speak, man.
Oh, what? Someone popped up?
There could be better ones, man. Yeah, could be. Come on, like at least stay and speak for a little while, man. Like just be a good troll.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I can't wait for him to think. So I'm gonna carry on what I wanted to say. Yeah. Earlier on, what you said, yes, should yeah. I definitely believe that something is playing us against each other, because how can we be that thick, that we need to go to war with each other, even though we've got past that what do you call it stage, that caveman stage where we don't have to beat each other up for food. There's plenty of food to share and everything like that. But still, we're not together. Yeah. Still, there is confusion in the world. Still, there's other gods. Still, there's other beliefs. There's blah blah blah, etc. etc. Now, when you think about it, if there's a man who's got a belief, for me, that man is easy because I can work out what your belief is. Now, it might not be the same belief as mine, but I might be able to twist your belief. Do you know what I mean? To almost make it seem reality that, I'm respecting your wishes and everything like that. So let's have a look at Babylonian times, Babylonian times, Egyptian times. Let's have a look at them times there. What I realized about those type of places is that you were allowed to practice anything. Like you were allowed to have all your different gods, etc., etc., blah 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 blah. And
that's a fact.
if, like, for instance, I walk down the street and I wear from head to toe all black, you can't even see my face, not even my eyes, But
Yeah.
your religion
Yeah.
is, you just wear shorts and t-shirts all year round. Yeah, is there a problem?
Mhm.
Shouldn't be a problem because I've got a belief,
No,
you've got a
I
belief.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
the person
yeah,
who really does have a problem with the beliefs is the person who's playing the puppeteer. Yeah, because
yeah.
he's saying, you know what, fuck all this.
Okay.
I'll get you lot all together,
Yeah.
and you guys can fight off your beliefs, and I'll just be like, let's say,
Yeah.
Mr. Boris Johnson. Yeah, I'll laugh at you, top sausages, but when I say
Mm,
jump,
daunting.
you lot will jump. So after that, you lot then
Yeah.
turn and go, who the hell's this guy here telling us we can't go to church? Who the hell's this guy telling us this? Well, guess what? This is the guy that's brought you from your
Exactly.
own lands where you could practice your thing. Yeah. But over here, where you
Yeah.
thought you could practice your thing and think, oh yeah, we're safe, sound, anything like that. You're not.
Can I ask you a question, Natty?
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
all right, for instance, if I put you into court, yeah, like a
Yeah.
regular, normal, modern day court, yeah, and say, for instance, you as a scientist now, yeah,
Yeah.
and I ask for your evidence in court, yeah,
Yeah.
well, maybe not even court. Let's not say court then. Let's just say in the modern day standard of the world, yeah, the level of proof scientists have to give us to prove something. In my opinion, 9 times out of 10, they can make a fancy video, put some fancy words together, make some fancy statements, and people start believing stuff. Now, if we go
Yeah.
back in time to more ancient times, you couldn't get things wrong. You couldn't just say something, you had to prove it. And if you got something wrong, you could be executed. So who's got the higher standard of proof?
Well,
Timeline. What's
I'll
the
tell
case,
you.
JB?
I'll tell you who's got the highest standard of proof is that we don't believe that the world's gonna fall on our heads anymore. That's a higher standard of proof. I'll tell you another higher standard of proof is that we don't use
Yeah,
horse and
but
cart. We don't use horse and cart anymore. We use engine.
yeah, but the Bible did that.
Lord.
What you said, hold on. You see what you said about we don't believe the
Oh.
world's gonna fall on our heads anymore, yeah? The Bible did that 2,000 years ago.
Say,
Yeah,
sorry, say that
That's
again.
fact.
a mad thing.
The Bible
Yeah,
did
but
that
that's a
2,000
complete
years
mad
ago.
thing. He's gonna say it was about 100. Last 100 years were big. They was important. You can't just say, "Oh, it was the last 100 years." I understand it wasn't a long time ago, and it's like a new discovery, but I'm still saying it was a discovery, nonetheless.
Mm,
Oh, like, yeah, man. Like, obviously,
mm.
people clocked that the world weren't gonna fall on our heads in it. So, like, anyone who believed that, that's a bit
But you're talking about
out there.
Europeans. This is the thing. When you say that statement, you should always put
Yes, I am
Europeans
indeed,
behind
sir.
it.
Yes. Yeah, I am
No, I mean
indeed,
in
sir.
reference to
You're not
Natty.
part of that.
No, in reference to
Yes,
Natty.
100%.
Because obviously you made
Yeah,
more
yeah.
of a reference to identify the people you're talking about. But if we're talking about
Well,
Europeans, yeah.
I was talking about
But,
the Scottish King James.
He's gonna say you used to argument. You got the information from a white man. You got that information
No,
from a
when you
white
say this,
man.
yeah.
Who wrote that
Hold on,
no,
when
I
you
was
information?
say
Was
talking
this,
about
man,
King
a white
James.
man.
when you say King James, hold on, no, listen.
That's the
When you
argument
say
he's
King,
spread towards you.
hold on, listen to what
Oh
he said.
shit!
Listen to what he said.
Discredit. That
When
was
you
not a
say
black
King
man.
James, yeah.
And you got people like Shaka Ra. Yeah.
No, but you see what he did? He made a categorical error because he said King James, and King James wouldn't have believed that. He couldn't
Yeah.
have. Wouldn't make sense. You know why? Because the Bible specifies that the
Okay.
world hinges on nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Wait,
freestanding.
sorry. Say that again, Shifa. Say that again about
The
King
Bible
James. What?
specifies.
No.
King James
Oh,
couldn't have thought that.
thank you. So hang on.
King. Wait.
Hang on.
Hold
I
on, Chef.
knew someone
Yeah,
made
go
a
on.
fallacy. I knew someone wrote some bullshit on that in that comment section. I knew that was a mistake when they obviously tried to write. You know what I'm referring to, right?
No, I'm just
I
talking.
can't see comments right now. I'm on.
Okay. So basically, it said, yeah, you got a guy who's basically in a comment section over on Panero's Mind. You got a guy writing, oh, blah blah blah, and everyone knows that the Earth is hinged. The Earth is hinged. The Earth is hinged. And I'm thinking to myself, rah, like you just said that in public. You just screamed that in public. You're saying that the thing is hinged. Yeah, it cannot be moved. Yeah. So you're ignoring anything up in the sky, big objects, asteroids coming and licking you, but you're saying we can't move. You understand? We're hinged, or whatever word you use. That's a madness
Wait,
to
I
me.
want to know what
That
did
has to
Super
be a
just
madness.
say
It
about
has
King
to be
James? He
natural
said
to be able to
King
see a
James
planet.
King
Like,
James wanted to do what?
he's not co-signing King James, basically. He's saying he's a
No,
white man. That's
that's
what
not
he's
what I'm
saying.
saying. That's not what
If
I'm
I'm
saying.
getting him
That's what you
correct,
said.
you know.
No, that's what you said.
Okay.
Hold up. What I'm saying is this:
Okay.
King
Yeah.
James could not have
Mhm.
thought that the world's going to fall on his head, because the Bible specifies that the world is hinged on nothing.
No, I'm
The
not.
Bible
I'm
doesn't
not.
specify it. Now what?
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about that. But
Oh yeah,
you're
that was
saying
the
that
point. That was the
you're
point.
saying that
To
I'm
be fair, that
following.
was the point.
You say that I'm following Europeans. I wasn't. I was just saying that I didn't know the
Yeah.
Europeans were the first ones to make a car. I'm just saying that, you know.
No, I don't mean like that. I mean in the sense of, when you say people thought the world was going to fall on their head, Europeans thought that.
Oh.
There was
Yeah.
quite
In
a lot
Europe,
of
they
things.
thought that.
No, that's a part.
Shiffer,
That's a
I'm not.
part.
Shiffer, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, there's
That is
certain
a
people
straight
in
part.
there's certain people in the Caribbean, yeah, who talk about
You
Jack
man just thought the
Lantern,
thing was
right?
gonna drop. The thing's shaking, fam. The
Yeah,
thing's shaking, fam. It's gonna drop.
there's certain things
No, I
in
swear
St.
it's gonna
Vincent,
drop.
yeah,
I'm staying in the
that
cave. It's gonna drop. That's you become a
what
caveman.
that
Oh,
what half the stuff they chat to me, yeah, when you know when you go backyard, yeah, half the stuff they chat to me, I just have to just nod my head
yeah,
and just not want to upset them and tell them, listen, you're chatting a whole heap of shit about Jack Lantern. That's a
yeah.
fucking boat out there with fucking light. What are you talking about? You know what I
Oh,
mean?
is it?
But like I'm
Okay.
saying, yeah,
Yeah.
you can't
What are
be
you
talking
talking
about
about
the
now?
European thing. You can't be talking about European because the Bible came from the Europeans. The one that you're quoting.
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
King
No, it didn't.
Ah.
King
Ooh.
No,
James Schiffer. Sorry,
no,
Schiffer. If it says
no,
Nike Air
bro.
Jordan, don't tell me it was made by Pippi Smalls. No, bro.
He's talking
No,
about
yeah.
Ethiopian Bible me deal with.
You
You know, the
understand?
Ayatollah
What
Rastaman
I'm
deal
talking
with
about, brother?
Ethiopians. That's what he's
Brother,
gonna
I
say.
don't know where this boy here I go. Him a talk about King James write something. He never write nothing,
Yeah.
brother. Him get people to rewrite it. It
Yeah,
has
Okay.
but you
straight
mentioned
language.
his name. You were mentioning his name the other day. King
Yes.
James Bible. That's the one I follow.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
And even the
King
Yeah,
James,
author.
bro.
because
It
that's
doesn't say
translated into English. Listen, I speak English. I don't speak Latin, innit? So I'm gonna read the one in my
Yeah.
language. Now what?
Oh, but by
Yeah.
European man. Cool.
Okay.
Enough said,
That
Schiffer.
no matter.
I
That
don't
no
want to
matter.
do any more
As long as we
confusion
know
because my
the
my
sword,
head clear today.
straight
Yeah? Not
American
full of
attributes,
confusion.
the sword spread that.
Yeah, brother,
You're my
listen.
king,
If I was a
you have an
samurai, yeah,
army,
brother,
you know?
listen. If I was a samurai, yeah, a samurai sword is still a
Yes.
samurai sword. No matter if a British man decided to go to Japan and learn
Done
how to
chop
make
head off.
samurai sword, a
Yeah.
samurai sword is a
Assad is
samurai
Assad.
sword, brother.
Yes.
Sword is a sword, brother. I got chop you up, said we,
Yeah.
brother. What?
Yeah, man.
Blood, yo. You got chop
Yes.
off your blood and
Yeah.
said,
The
yo.
sushi thing that.
Down. Chop off a finger. Blood.
Yeah.
So yeah, Shook. My thing is, yeah, there's something that's
Yeah.
stopping us figuring out exactly what they are because they know if we all come together and find out,
Okay.
they're in trouble.
Yeah.
But when I mean they're in trouble,
Of course.
I mean as in to say,
Of
when
course.
we figure it out, we're doomed, bro, because you're not gonna have no
Yeah.
leader. So it's better that then let's say better the devil, I'd rather not know, bro. Just carry on my life, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real talk. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like there's back and forth, isn't it? There's back and forth arguments on this one. Two sides to every story. Personally, I find it hard to just say straight, okay, we don't need to question this. But why don't we need to question this? Why should we just say Alhamdulillah and not question it? You get what I'm saying? It's like, let's try and dig into exactly why we're doing what we're doing. And maybe by doing that, we'll get some answers. So the not questioning pisses me off when you speak to religious people. They're just, don't question that one. And I'm just like, why the fuck you asking me to do that? I don't want to do that. Don't you
You
understand?
can
That's the
question
problem.
you can listen. You
Um,
can question it, but every time you question your faith,
yeah,
like You've got to think about the implications of the words I just used. You're
No,
questioning
not your
your
faith,
faith.
the details. The devil's in
You
the
like that one,
detail.
isn't
The devil's in the
it?
detail. Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
But it is your faith,
Of
though.
course.
So
Yeah.
But I
you got to
like
be
that though,
That's
Shug.
what we're.
careful.
I like that though, Schiffer, because when you said English is the language, what I speak is what I know, then that's what I'm trying to say, bro. We need to be learning more than that, because the thing with Solomon and all these people
Yeah.
here, they want to know so much. There's so much to learn, and before you know it, you start realizing more
Yeah.
about yourself. Do you know what I mean? Because whatever you're learning, it's involved in your
Yeah.
life. Even, all right, look, you know what? Even the other night, I thought about
Yeah.
like, you know, like if I've got an idea, yeah. So I tell you, man, look, I've got an idea for like an invention, yeah.
Yeah.
You man don't know what I'm talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
But when I put it down on paper and I say, look, boom,
Yeah.
that's called whatever it is, yeah. That's my invention.
Yeah. The blueprints.
You man are gonna see it, right?
Mm.
But it's not there yet, is it? So really, me working on that, yeah, I can be just like Bill Gates, because man's putting out computer. Where was the manual that was left behind Moses and all them not for
Putting
the
out
computer?
vaccine.
Because
Makes his money from injections.
yeah, you know that, bro. Watch out
Yeah.
for that there.
Let's not allow Bill Gates to go down in history as an IT man. Let's not allow him to go down as like a computer man. Let's call him out for vaccines. Let's call him
Bro,
a
let's
fake
not,
doctor. You know.
bro, let's not even
I think that
allow
would be
this
a better move.
what do you call it? Because I try not to get mixed up in it, yeah. But I just can't work it out, man. I can't
Yeah.
work out how these men
Voodoo
were
doctor.
fighting the Germans,
Yeah.
right? Now, do you know who was actually fighting the Germans? It was Russia, you know. Russia lost,
Tell
I think
me.
I say millions of soldiers.
Is it?
Enough soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enough
Okay.
soldiers they lost, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But Russia won the war.
Using
You
weapons
know.
and guns. Thanks
Nonetheless,
for
Russia
doing all
won the
this.
war. You know,
And then
when it
guess
comes
what?
down to it.
They go and take the German Nazis out of Germany and recruit them into their own thing.
Yeah.
And then when I'm seeing on the news that,
Mhm.
you know, Ukraine has got, I forgot the name of that Nazi group, yeah? But they're bad, they're wicked, you know, bro.
Neo-Nazis. Yes,
Yeah,
neo-Nazis.
wicked in that,
Of
they've got a
course.
next name, yeah?
Yeah.
Hold on, how can they be
Neo-Nazis.
fighting? Bro,
Hey,
how can
let me
England...
just add, why are Russian
Yeah, but...
soldiers like trying to establish straight away when they come across a Ukrainian if they're neo-Nazi? That's the first check that they do. Is this
Yes.
soldier a
Do you want me to tell you
neo-Nazi?
why?
Is he like a
Because
militia? If he's a militia, then
I'll
listen,
tell
if
you
it's
why,
a
yeah?
militia, they're not gonna let you go. The
Listen,
punishment will be firing squad. Yeah?
I'll tell you why.
That's it. You're going at
yeah?
firing squad.
Listen, I'll tell you why,
Mm.
yeah? It's because Russia and them, man, know exactly what the West do. They've been trying to say it for time, but they've not been
Yeah.
that strong enough. Do you know what I mean? They've been trying to tell the world, yeah, for fucking yonks about the Zionist group. Even trying to say, like, look, how can you then go to another man's country and say, oh, Palestine, we got some people that want to come and live here. Yeah. And then before you know it, they're taking it over, bruv. Bombing, killing, shooting.
Yeah.
But guess what? These men ain't doing nothing, bro. Yeah, but they're supporting Nazis.
Yeah.
But then, hold on a minute. Straight after the Nazis left there, you lot go and set up in Israel. Mad, bruv.
Yeah.
I've been watching the news and everything, yeah?
Yeah.
And it's like I said to my missus, I'm predicting 224 is when we're going to see shit popping off. 2024, you'll see shit pop off. 1st of November this year, you're going to start seeing people like arse licking, what's his name? Mr. Boris Johnson. Yeah.
Can I ask a question quickly?
Now's not a time to start.
Can I ask you something?
Hold on, one sec. Real quick one. You see, obviously we're changing the subject here.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I accept that as a victory?
Bro, you can accept that
I
however you
didn't
like it, bro.
realize. I thought we were expanding on a point.
As long as you're happy, look, if it makes you happy, yeah. No,
Like, why
shiver.
are
Yeah,
you
If
that
it
so
one,
makes you
isn't
grubby,
it?
bro?
happy, yeah, I'd rather you accept it because I would like you to be happy. I want you to be happy, man.
Yeah.
You got you don't
Okay.
have to ask me for victory,
Yeah.
bro. You know I'm not God or anything like that. You do what you need
Gracious
to
in
do, man.
defeat. Go on.
All right, can you say
Yeah.
you win? Flawless victory.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh,
No, I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing.
fatality.
But that was funny. Though.
Oh.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Nah, it's
All right,
crazy,
yeah,
bro.
you lot continue. No, you lot continue. You lot
No, you know what
continue.
it
But,
is? It's just like
yeah, go
you
on.
expand on points, you know? Um, yeah, man.
Bro, you know, see me, yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Even like at work,
Yeah,
yeah, bro. I have to understand how things work, bro. I'm sick in the head like that.
yeah,
What's it called? Technically minded. Like
yeah.
that's my speciality, bro. Like you see me, yeah. If you're on a desert island, bro,
Yes.
you're getting off a desert island with me, bro. I'm not having it, G. And like I was saying to you the other day, yeah, while I was getting vexed
Yeah,
with like
yeah,
my missus, because she'll go somewhere, yeah, and she's all like taking pictures of
yeah,
herself and blah blah blah, yeah.
yeah,
And I'm trying to like know where I'm going, like, yeah,
yeah,
like I'm mapping it, like, do you know what I mean? Because man don't just walk blind, bruv.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, say like I'm coming to see you, Sugar. I'll be like, what, this
Yes.
here, there, da, da, da. Bro. I'm mapping in my head where I'm going, bruv. Like I'm mapping
Yeah,
everything, yeah. Where
of course.
she'll walk down the same road, yeah, 10
Yeah,
times, and then, babe, I'm lost. I'm like, what the fuck you mean? Like, you know, like even when you go on holiday,
yeah,
bruv. When you're on
yeah.
holiday, bro.
Come here, bend over. Yeah, just bend over and hold that. That's all you need to do. Yeah, that's all you're there for. Yeah, you just there. Yeah, you're just there to get banged and get put in positions. That's the only reason you're there. How about that? You know, I'm sorry. I do like you, but it's like that's the reason you're there. Understand that's your main job. You know, like that's how it becomes when obviously like arguing back and forth. You understand? Like your energy towards obviously like certain people just becomes a bit more aggy in a sense, and it just becomes your desires more than like, oh, we together are so special kind of thing. No, I just like what when I see you initially, I was thinking about how I was gonna bend you over and bang it. They were my initial thoughts, and in the relationship, these are still my thoughts. But you're offended by these thoughts. But that's that's the actual truth of the situation. That doesn't mean I haven't grown to like you. First of all, yes, I have grown to like you, but I would still like to grow and like you and have you do what you need to do. And I think this is like the golden ticket in a healthy relationship, in my opinion. The woman needs to be submissive and just hold whatever she's required to hold whenever, like, you know. And this should obviously be in a halal way. This should be like preferably married, halal, you know, these kind of actions. Shouldn't be nothing outside of the realms or anything like that. So that's my take on the situation, because don't tell me it's allowed to make her run around the house like a slave, picking up plates, hoovering, like treating her like a dog. But when it comes to banging her, you got restrictions there, but you're making her run all around the house like she's a skivvy. And then you're not banging her because she's ran so much around the house. I don't know which one's worse, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, no, I just thought since obviously you said about women and you know, I know it can get aggy, it can get like mad um between certain people. So that's the way relationships are. It's how you kind of work through things, I believe. You know, can you make the situation okay again? Um, you know, these are the kind of things that I would kind of be looking for. What do you mean by wow though? Kind of thing. Uh, in what kind of context do you mean wow? That's what I would ask you. Are you talking about the woman should be going and basically in the bedroom try to say yes all the time instead of the first words coming out your mouth is no. Like, that's not really what we're looking for. We're not really looking for excuses. Yes, obviously, like, you have a certain amount of time every week where you're left alone, completely left alone. That goes without saying, but um, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think this is pretty like obvious. This should be a duty of a female, and there should be other like duties on a male. I think that's the way things are, sort of thing. Um, nah, Stanley, I don't, Stanley. I wish I did. You know, I'm not a player like that. Definitely not. I think I'm too kind of like loyal to kind of be a player kind of thing, because I believe, being loyal, um, yeah, it's the best policy. The reason being, it can create big problems for you, and when you look back to your past, you just think, why did I go over there, or why did I do that, and it caused me so much problems. Um, you know, that's kind of why. Uh, always give, yeah. Unfortunately, to be that blunt, yeah. Is that a problem though? If I'm gonna be honest and say, yeah, that's kind of what I'm requiring. But you might be able to say, listen to this, you might be able to say, I want a massage every day. And you might get a massage every day. And that would be your reward for obviously like, you know, you being more kind. And yeah, you can obviously like be like, oh, you know what, I'm not really like feeling it now. And then we would sort of like just move past that point. But then if we come back tomorrow, we don't want to be hearing the same answer continuously, unless you're ill, because that's how. Once again, you'd have to keep it halal. You can't just go with like a sick person. So if they say they're ill and they can make up that they're ill, that's why women have the excuse of I got a headache, because you're technically saying, oh, I've got a bad headache, and you're expecting me to do that. So then you can't do anything. You know. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a woman, so I can't really understand how they think and all the rest of it. Um, okay, give and take. Yeah, I guess it's give and take. And with the give and take, someone might be saying to you, "Oh, like, can you crack my back?" Because they're now saying, "Can you be a chiropractor? And can you like crack things?" Because of the fact that you can't turn down cracking something, but once you're there, you got your hands obviously on her back, and then you're gonna like you've been coerced into giving a massage once again. So that's the way things can go. And if you're fast enough, you can actually do a full body massage. um I would personally say like a lot of um coconut oil. I don't know if it said cold pressed or I think it was cold pressed coconut. I would actually recommend people who want to brush their teeth as well. I didn't think it was true, but brush your teeth with coconut oil and watch the outcome. Like, people are saying to me, like, have you got your teeth white? I'm saying, nah, man. Like, and I was not hearing these kind of comments with toothpaste or anything like that. It just seems like with toothpaste, I was always having tooth problems. Isn't that strange? Tooth problems with toothpaste. So, nah, I wouldn't recommend using, um, toothpaste. I'd say use coconut oil. And first, when you put it in your mouth, it does have a little bit of that oily taste. Um, and but you get used to that within like a week. Now I can like dissolve a big, or not a big, but like, let's say a pea size amount is what you need to brush your teeth. Um, maybe twice that if you feel like you want to take a bit more. But you don't need huge amounts, and you can either just put it straight in your toothbrush and just start brushing like as a lump as you take it out, or you can let it melt in your mouth and then use it. It's however you want to use it. You got to work out the best way for you. But I would say coconut oil, um, or yeah, it's like there's nothing better. or what am I calling oil? Should I say butter or cream or whatever you want to say? Thick consistency. Yeah, I would highly recommend it. There's people that have had bleeding gums. Like bleeding gums has been eradicated like almost straight away. People are saying, how the fuck could that be possible? How can that be possible when I'm using the best toothpaste and I've got bleeding gums all of a sudden? I've now switched to coconut and that's suddenly gone. Your teeth feel madly fresh, super, super fresh as well. Like you can just lick them and like you can just feel your teeth, how clean they feel. I would say if you combine flossing with that recipe, then you're onto a winner. There's no question about that. You're definitely winning. And I would say don't get the string floss, get the floss that's in like a little comb shape. It looks like a little comb almost. No, it doesn't look like a comb because it's only got one string, but like it bends over on a piece of plastic. That with coconut, there's no better recipe. Even give it to your kids. Give it to your kids especially because I've thought to myself, okay, so how can all of these people be getting holes in their teeth? Please explain to me. We're all like the whole. Okay, yes, we're eating a bit of sweets and we're taking a few, making a few mistakes, but it's not that bad. I've seen people get holes and they might eat like something sweet once a week and they're getting holes. So, when you start looking at, changing out that toothpaste, not realizing that that toothpaste it's working like it's working like acid in your mouth, burning away enamel, endangering your teeth, making them weaker, and you just keep brushing, 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 like it's just messing up your mouth. Obviously when you come to an understanding that it's just burning out your mouth, then I would say get one of them. It might even be cheaper. Like that shit's gonna last forever. The only thing I would say, make a decision from the beginning if you're gonna use maybe like a tops to dip inside the jar, so you're not putting your hand inside it. Choose something. It might be good to have a set case of, call them earbuds, call them whatever you want to call them, and just go into the coconut with that, so there's no cross contamination, especially if it's in a family. That's how you could use it in a family, one pot with tops. So yeah. I've tried charcoal once, and when I tried charcoal, it was in a toothpaste form, and I just squeezed it out of a toothpaste thing, and apparently it was charcoal, but I'm thinking it looks like regular toothpaste, but it's just black. And that was my experience. I've never tried pure charcoal or like grinded it down or anything like that. And it's strange because I've actually got charcoal around me. I've got it within like reaching distance. So yeah, maybe I could do something with that. Or maybe I could look into like more quality charcoal, like a, quality piece of wood that's been burnt. Um, you know, burn the wood and then take some of the black from the wood and make my own toothpaste like that. That might be a possibility. But yeah, big up Natty. I can see you there as well. I think we're gonna probably, in case anyone else has got anything they wanna say, I'm feeling to just keep it moving from here, basically. Big up all the guests, all the new guests coming along. See you, big you all up. Um, you know, obviously we try to engage as much as we can. Let's see now. Yeah, we try to, be as accommodating to everyone. Let's have a look here.
I come,
Yes.
idiot. Yeah, my phone
Yeah.
died, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, what was I saying earlier on,
Yeah.
man?
No,
Fucking
no problem, man. I fully understand. I know batteries are Yeah. Yeah. So I'm on 4%, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Oh,
Yeah.
bruv. Your battery don't go past 20%, bruv.
I
Your
can
battery's
connect.
always
I can
locking off.
connect, and hopefully it's not gonna overheat.
What phone
It
are you
is,
using?
isn't it? It is. I know it is.
What phone are you using?
I'm using a builder's phone that them smartphones that can take damage and that. Them
Go straight.
smartphones that can take damage, like they're waterproof. You can drop them anyhow. It's like Cat's got a one. Like there's a few companies that make them.
Oh, it
Like
should.
you can throw my phone up a building, it's still gonna be
Oh,
there.
it should. You see that, yeah? I bet
Yeah.
you like no disrespect, Richard, right?
Mm,
But you see if I was younger, yeah, you're not coming around my house to
yeah.
come play with me and my toys because you're reckless, innit? You'll mash up my toys, innit? You're one of them dudes that'll brat thing up
Mm.
unrepairable. I bro, them builder phones thing are like fucking you could roll a tank over them, man. What you doing with your phones? Man, writing the phones, you know. Raw charcoal. Nah, I ain't putting no charcoal in my mouth, man. Nah. I heard them stick thing, man. I see what's that guy down at what's his name? Ali. I see him with them stick thing, but no, I can't put charcoal in my mouth.
Yeah.
I'll throw up,
Okay.
bro. I'd end up throwing up, man, just the thought
No.
of it.
Okay. Like, what would you do with obviously like, or the oil, like when it becomes oil, or
Nah, I see Cotton say something about charcoal for like like people use that charcoal for toothpaste, but use the real stuff. But
oh yeah,
just the thought of it, bro, I'll start reaching.
yep.
I'd rather chew that. Them thing.
I hear you. I fully
You
hear
know
you.
the thing that the Asians chew that make their mouth go red.
Oh yeah.
I remember I
Red
remember I
mouth.
had the next door neighbor once,
Red
yeah, bro.
mouth. Yeah. We're seeing
Yeah,
you,
bro.
red mouth.
And I
Coming
used
to
to see her in the
parents'
mornings,
evening, red mouth. At the
bruv,
parents' evening. Yeah.
bruv. Every morning I used to see her there, yeah, standing in
Yeah.
the front garden, and I'm polite, everything, blah blah blah, Mrs. Whatever your name is, and when she smiles, bro, you're just like, wow,
Yes.
the fuck's going on in your mouth? Like someone punched you up in your mouth or something? Like, why is your mouth so red? Like that shit's meant to clean your mouth, and your mouth looking like you've had about 500
Red
gobstoppers
mouth.
in there.
Coming. Yeah. Coming around everyone. Yeah. No, what it is, because it makes them a little bit high, they'll eat it in the most booky situation. So if they're going to a parents' evening, they'll eat it definitely because it's like a cigarette for them. It gets them a bit charged. You understand? So they will have that when they need a bit of a livener. That's their livener. Then you clock it. It's the same with like Marley's. That's how they get going. You know.
Yeah, don't you get you
Yeah,
high
man.
in
They
it?
just
It
chew
gets
that
you
shit
high, that
down and
thing,
it just
innit?
goes to the brain. You understand? Psychedelic movements are gone. Of
No
course it
wonder she
gets you
just
high,
standing there.
man. Yeah,
Bro,
you can't
I
just chew
swear
on
to
that like
God, bro.
it's a joke thing.
Bro,
Yeah.
my girl used to be up early, bro,
That's what
in the
I'm saying.
front.
The women are getting high. Like them women are on stuff.
Oh, I thought that shit
Yeah.
was to clean your teeth.
Head scarfed off.
Bro. Nah, I ain't on that, man.
Nah, well, they might claim that it cleans your teeth as well. They might claim that it does that as well. You know, God knows
Bro,
what
you
they're
know
gonna
what?
say. They
Bro,
might
you
just say,
know
"Oh,
what? We
protect
shouldn't
your
be
mouth." All that
we
red,
shouldn't be ignorant
you
in the
know.
world, yeah. You should give certain things a try. But bro, all I'm seeing is that dead and off your mouth, bro. Like looking
Yeah,
like you've
but
been
getting
punched
head
up.
off that, could you put your things in that mouth? Yeah. All right. If you got Mia Khalifa with a red
That's it,
mouth,
cat.
could you deal with that? Like,
If you what?
that's Mia Khalifa with a red mouth. You know, that's a
Nah, bro.
madness. Mia Khalifa, but she's chewing that red shit in front of you, naked, like everything there, like but chewing the red thing.
Hey, Mia Khalif's meant to be like the number one rated porn star, bro.
Obviously, I think I'll still do it. I'd definitely still do it. That's. Yeah, I think she is.
How's that
I
though,
think she
bro?
is. Yeah,
Come on, man.
I'd say probably definitely she is.
Well, you think she's fire?
I don't know. Yeah,
People get gassed over
yeah, I
her,
don't know.
bro.
I
She
think
looks fucking,
she's got
bro. She
no.
looks like the,
Yeah, obviously, like,
bro. She
yeah,
looks like she'll
like,
do my
man,
homework at
yeah, I've
school, and
knocked
that's
that
it,
couple
bro.
ones over that.
Bro,
Like,
she'll do my homework at school, and that is it, bro. Like, yeah, thanks for doing my homework. Yeah, thanks. Nice, nice, nice. That's it, bro. That's dead, bro.
okay,
I think. Do you know why they like her? Because she claims to be
yeah,
like
it's like that.
Lebanon or something like that, innit?
Okay, yeah,
And you don't really get them thing brocking up. That's
Muslim.
why them EDL man
Yeah.
are hating. But when they see it, they're like, rah.
No, she done it in a headscarf.
West Ham
Yeah,
fans love her, bro.
yeah, she's a Christian woman, really, who did it in a headscarf. She's not even Muslim, you know.
Bro, it
That's where
don't
the
matter. But
Muslims
bro,
can at least stand up. They can say they're not.
bro,
She's not Muslim. She's a Christian. Yeah,
bro,
but she puts
look
on a
at Black
headscarf.
Van Man, yeah.
Yeah,
Black Van Man
that's
is
a
all on
mad
here.
thing. That is a
No,
violation.
that's a
Yeah,
violation, bro. He ain't been seen since that day because he knows people have got questions
yeah.
for his ass, yeah. Like, what? Black man go to a fucking
What happened to him? What happened to him? Tell me about him, because I used to
bro,
obviously let me know. Let me know what he's on,
bro.
because
Obviously, he
he's
was a
just a
bit,
skinny cockney. You understand?
bro. Nah, you know what?
He's
Nah,
just
I
there
like
on stuff.
nah, nah. You know what? Yeah, I did like BVM, yeah, because he did have his own views and he stood on them quite well, yeah. But it was
Yeah,
kind of them ones where it was like, bro,
yeah, yeah.
uh,
He did.
like you're not special out here. So don't try and make out like you're just one special guy because the rest of us are like kind of agreeing with you, but that's not what it is, bro. So obviously
Yeah,
he went to
yeah.
some
I was
like
talking about that
Brexit
car, by
rally,
the way. Yeah,
or something like that, yeah. And thought you can get in with like the EDL lads, innit?
yeah.
He's like, excuse me, sir, can I interview? And he's like, fuck off, yeah, black. Let's try to fight him up or something like that, man. Tell him go home and all that.
Yeah,
So yeah, bro. Oh
that's
mate,
mad.
it's crazy, bro. Imagine that though,
Yeah,
bro.
that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. You know.
All I'm gonna say in the chat is,
Yeah,
I
it's a mad
told you
thing.
so.
You know
That's
what?
it. I'll
I
leave
think
it like that. Yeah,
today. Yeah.
I'll
Yes.
leave it like
Yes.
that with him. Yeah, because he's been
Yeah.
through enough, man. He
Yeah.
got beat up. He got beat up by people that he's trying
Yeah.
to support, and they realized that he's a penguin amongst
He got
lions. You know
beat
what I
up.
mean? Yeah, he
Who
realized that
beat him up?
he realized that he went to a
Are
lion
you
banquet dressed up as a
serious?
chicken. Yeah, bro, he's
Oh,
dressed up as a chicken
penguin.
going to a lion
A
banquet, bro.
penguin. You know. Oh no, a
Yeah,
penguin. You see what? Yeah, that's a madness. You see what? That's why you always got to have that like upper edge. You understand? You got to even at the playing field. And
yeah,
I
even
mean
out a
by
bit,
any
bro.
means possible, you got to even them out. Because
Yeah,
like
because
when you're up against, yeah, yeah,
yeah. Even me myself, yeah. No, but you know what, yeah. Even me
it's a
myself, I have to.
madness right
Even
now.
even, even me myself, I just
Yeah,
have to like tone it down sometimes when it comes to like, uh, the whole religion thing and everything like that. Because you know what, bro, it is a part of life, isn't it? It's been working so well, yeah. It's got its pros and cons, yeah. But it's just the people are
yeah,
bullshit, man. You know what? It's not religion.
yeah,
It's like, you know what? It's you
yeah.
people. Like,
Okay, can I ask you one question? Can I ask you one question? What your stance is then? Yeah. Let me just let me just hear your stance on like very quickly. What's your stance on when it comes to when people like say like the Moors and they're talking about all of the claims they're trying to basically like claim maths, yeah, like the
mm,
high point of maths or maths in all its glory. They're claiming it as Islam. What's your views on that?
well,
That's a sticky one, isn't it?
document, no,
I've
but
got my own opinion,
documenting it.
but
I think, like for instance, yeah, you can't say that's
yeah,
people invented boxing, yeah, because man surely has to have been boxing, man, from time, right? But I think it's when people more or less
yeah,
have a perfection of it. So let's say you've got people who are claiming to be fighters, yeah, they go into the gladiator ring, yeah, And these people, nah, like running. Let's say like running, yeah. Now people will always say,
Yeah.
you black people are like blah 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 runners of the world.
Mhm.
But I'm like, well, bro, if you had to run from guns, you had to run from, you know, getting whooped on the cotton field, you had to run from people on horses and nah, I'm joking. But now listen,
Yeah.
if you see like what they were doing way back in
But
the
can I
days in
can I
Africa
can I
and
no
all
but
that,
can I
yeah,
can I no honestly
like
can I say
running
one
and all
thing
them type of thing
also?
in
No, can we just
mm,
add like herds of people,
how you mean?
like herding? I'm just talking about herding. Like you get, I know what you're saying about running from slavery, but the new advert is gonna be not running from slavery. It's gonna be indigenous tribe. Yeah. Let's make it clear. Like a statement's been made that the only people that can call themselves indigenous to another land is a black man in Africa. Like these statements have been made because this is where like shit originated. Um, I'm not making that claim. But I'm just saying like that claim has obviously like been made. The only
Well,
person that can call himself indigenous. Remember that. And yes, you might say, listen to this as well. Listen how we get sticky. You might say it was Pangea at that time. So
what's that?
where anyone who shares the belief that it was one piece of land, then Pangea means all the continents were connected and they didn't split.
Oh yeah, no,
They've been shifting,
definitely.
shifting, shifting, and
Listen,
eventually they're gonna come back together again.
listen, Shook.
Yeah. It could be a
There may have
global
been,
catastrophe, it could be nuke war, it could be anything. But they come back
yeah,
together.
that might have been a reason for why you had people of different races and animals around the world that are different, because at one point we all could have been, you know, a certain thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But like it makes sense as to why certain animals, like I was saying, the polar bear has got like white fur because he's gonna look silly being a brown bear
Yeah.
in snow, innit, bruv? Like spot the difference.
What
Like he
color
ain't
is
gonna
the
blend
polar
in.
bear skin? Do you know the color of the polar bear skin? Because it's got a black nose and black around the eyes.
That's what they say.
So
That's what
what's
they
the
say.
color of
Yeah,
the skin of the polar bear?
they say he's meant to be black. Yeah, they say that.
Okay,
Yeah, they
that's
say
a
that.
madness. That's a madness. Oh, okay, all right. At least if you shave a chimp, it becomes white. At least we can like get that cleared up as well. You get what I'm saying? Like, let's put
Mm. But I
let's
mean,
put a
look,
bit of balance to this. Yeah, a
let's
chimp is
let's
still
let's
white. I don't care if a polar bear is black.
let's check
Yeah,
this one out though. Yeah, can I give you an animal? Yeah, that can actually change its
yeah,
color. Like if you look at octopus, right? I see this dude had
yeah.
an octopus, right? And he had it
Okay.
like on like the surface
Oh,
was white in it.
that's a bad
Yeah,
boy animal.
the surface was white, like the
Horrific
sand was
animal.
white in it. Yeah, and obviously the
Yeah.
octopus, like when you're looking for it, you're like, where is it? What the
What do
fuck?
you mean,
It's like,
big
yeah,
man? They're blending colors within seconds.
right,
Within
bro,
seconds, they're blending colors. They're even
right,
putting
bro.
like
So
detail into their color, like small little. It's like painting a picture. It's not even a color like you do one color. But can I just tell you something? How they managed to do that? They have worked out that octopus has several brains. Every arm has
yeah,
got a
man.
brain. Some parts of the arm has got a different brain set up. What kind of madness is this? How can each thing be living? Each thing is working by itself like a mad object. This don't make sense. You know,
Mm,
like there ain't no legs, hands, nothing like that you ain't got no connection to really. Shit is working on its own, like its own brain.
oh,
Like so, when people are saying in space, all of these like ocean planets, they're saying you're going to be finding octopus on these ocean planets. That's what you're going to be finding. That's the most likely outcome. You're
so
going to find
so from
octopus intelligent life,
so
you know,
let's have a look at
like
something.
octopus man and all shit like that.
Let's have a look at something like jellyfish now. Jellyfish, or I think jellyfish. Yeah, I don't think they have brains, bro. They're like made up of. Yeah, they're not meant to have
Yeah,
brains or
they're
something like that.
more like a
Yeah,
net, like sea
but no, but
seaweed.
do you see how I see them things? Yeah, I see them things like
Yeah,
the next closest things as like germs and stuff, because germs behave in a certain way. Germs and all them type of thing. They got like
you're right.
nucleus. Do you know what I
You're right.
mean? Like when you're talking about all that type of
Yeah,
stuff, it's like
I fully agree on that.
it can start getting deeper than that. You know what I mean? And then when you're talking about hydrogen, when Schiff was talking about the hydrogen
Yeah.
and water and everything like that, bro, you just gotta just like add
Yeah.
water, like electric current to it, and boom, 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 and fucking shit breathing, mate. So yeah, man, like this is what I'm trying to say, but I'm more closer to that stuff, yeah, than I was
Yeah.
to God, because the only thing what God brought me closer to was people, yeah,
Yeah.
but it weren't people like, you know what I mean, who I'd really fuck with. It'd be my church people, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
from my church
Do
people,
you
bro,
believe that in big cities they've always had lights?
yeah. Why you say that?
Is that like you think that's a cool thing to say? That's like because obviously like there's been evidence that's popped up where obviously like pictures have come about, allegedly pictures have come about that's showing like many hundreds of years ago they've got street lighting, and people are saying this don't make no sense. But then we do know that like Tesla, Edison, all of these people were bad boy electricians. You understand? So we know that the trade's been passed down somehow. So yes, when we're seeing shit where there's like street lights and stuff like that, then I would believe it.
It's,
They don't
it's
even really
possible
want to
now,
tell
bro.
you what year it was. You're thinking
Bro,
it's
it's
like,
possible.
not that long ago. Yeah.
Now it's possible, bro, because bro, I don't know. I think I saw on this
Yeah.
TikTok thing I'm on, in it. It's about conspiracies and stuff. And yeah, I saw something about old photos. Some woman had a mobile
Yeah.
phone,
Yeah.
like shit that they're like, how can you
Okay.
explain this? Old
Yeah.
coins, a coin that was like that was found meant to be like in another country. It said like 1888.
Man,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And then when you look at the coins that we had out like here in 1888, it's like
Of
that's
course.
odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, things evolve, man. But
Yeah.
I
So
think
that's what
over
I'm saying. Like, if you look at the buildings, this is where the evidence comes into it. Yeah. Like, if you look at like buildings or anything like that, and like you see how buildings, were built. Like, look at the building in India where they built into like mountain. How can you build at the top of the mountain down to make like a castle kind of building downwards? How are you doing this carving? Are you telling me you never had no lights?
I'll
You
tell
had
you,
no
do,
power,
you want me to give you
no
the answer?
nothing.
Do you want me to
You
give
men
you?
are
Do you
just
want me
doing
to
that
tell
in
you
like
what?
darkness or just like,
Do,
come on, man.
do,
Yeah,
do you know what I reckon? Yeah, I reckon that they use the sun and they use like a magnifying
yeah,
glass. Yeah, like some big kind of like. They definitely use the sun to like get a pinpoint light to cut up the rocks. That's what I think. I think they use like a reflector or some sort. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys were doing glass from time, bro. Bro, these like had glass and stuff in them days, bro. They were doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? They had battery. They knew about the gold
something that
conductor.
still sounds natural. Like me, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But we don't
The
hear about that,
platinum,
you know. But
all the
do you know
different
why we
precious
don't hear about that?
metals.
Because
They're just
that will
grabbing them up.
inspire you to be not filling up shelves and
No,
everything like that, yeah. But that will inspire you to realize, yeah, that you are that everything in the world is free. As long as you're not hurting somebody, I should be able to go anywhere I want and create as long as it's something good. Yeah. But if you create something
yeah,
bad boy, yeah, like a gun, and nobody else has created
yeah,
that, that's not your fault. But then how much power do you have with that tool? You get me, Bridget?
yeah.
Because even the slightest thing as um
Hmm.
the chariot is a weapon, bro. It's like the chariot can get you food where it would have taken you 10 days. Now you can do it in 2 days. Like these type of inventions, yeah, is what can make a society become um powerful, isn't it? But if a next man realizes that all you've got is your people to back you up,
Yeah,
yeah, you've got more of a chance of losing. However, if you make up to your people, yeah, that look, it's not me in charge, But you know what? Let me show you something. Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
you take them down to the river. Yeah, and you pick up a stone. Right. Now I remember when I was little, and I saw stones skimming across the water. Yeah. I'm thinking, rah. I mean, like my uncle could do magic. I was like, what the fuck?
Everyone wants to
Like
try
you
that now.
you try it, bruv, and it's drop, bro. You know,
Yeah.
you're just hearing plop,
Obviously, I done
plop.
that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we also know, yeah, that
Yeah.
like,
But in your
look, man,
older age, you did it, right? In like when you get older, you can do it. So it's like,
yeah, even when like I wanted to practice it because after a while you start realizing, wait a minute, you're you're just like me. So whatever you can do, I can do, and I might be able to do it better.
yeah,
So if somebody thinks that they can
yeah,
challenge you and take your place,
yeah,
that's everybody, bro. Because no one's gonna be stupid enough and say, yeah, well,
yeah,
I'm gonna no. You know what I wanna be? I wanna know the baddest thing in the world and I will get to it. And like fuck being a fucking nuke maker or anything like that. I wanna know how to
yeah,
fucking stop the nuke. Like I wanna know that because that makes me the most like what am I waiting for out here? So that's the competition, bro. And having people having people believe in something higher than you makes you less the target. See what I'm saying? Because you're
yeah,
speaking through you're telling them that it's not you, it's
yeah,
the other power.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a higher power. And if you do something to me, oh well, the power's
yeah,
gonna get you. You know what I mean? Because whether I'm here or not, you're fucked. So
yeah,
you're not really gonna question, like, you're gonna be more fearful of another being, but you've got people in the background bringing you
yeah,
divine inventions. Now, if Moses was getting these people from out of
yeah,
an exodus, yeah, hundreds of thousands and everything like that. Oh yeah, the Pharaoh's just letting them go and everything like that. It doesn't
yeah,
make sense when at the time, yeah, all of those things what that Pharaoh at the time seems like he was going through was a drought. And don't forget he was going through a war. He had enemies camped all over.
yeah,
Yeah. Now if Moses knows the secret, so Moses
yeah,
cuts out and goes and then comes back
yeah. That I would
with an
say was
army,
not a righteous pharaoh.
eh?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because when Moses was in Egypt, the only Egyptian god he knew, yeah, was the Egyptian god. He didn't know nothing about the Almighty yet. He only knew what he knew.
yeah,
And why? Because he was a little boy who was
yeah,
found in a basket and, you know,
yeah,
was put in
yeah,
certain charges of certain places or knew certain things. And, you know what I mean? Probably looked around and thought, shit, this is shit.
yeah. Would you say? Would you say maybe, like maybe he was not really found in a basket and it was just like the woman had an affair, like she had an affair with another man, and that's the story that they felt to tell because it sounded better.
Yeah, that, bruv, could could very well be,
It's a
bro.
straight lie. The woman had an affair. She got pitney in her belly, and yeah,
And then if you
and
think about
now
it, he'd
because
be
of
next in
this,
throne, innit?
it's becoming a problem, and the story, yeah,
Mm. And don't forget, yeah, the
yeah,
woman's belly is like a basket,
yeah,
innit?
that's a good point.
So yeah,
Yeah,
bro. Because
yeah,
yeah, man. Like if you think about it, bro, like he's
it's a
like what
madness, isn't it?
next? It's a madness, man. Man ain't come. Listen, how you know what as well? Yeah, how is this
Yeah,
God gonna tell him, look, take this staff and go and tell them that their gods are no more, right? So wait, let's rewind. Instead of saying, go and tell them this staff
yeah,
that I am the God and I'm the one that's been chatting to them this whole time, like they've been talking to air. But no, he says, like, go and challenge their gods. and show
Yeah.
them my power. And like, so it's like, you know what? Even God's
Yeah.
admitting there's other, like even your
So
God is admitting that
how
other
do you
people are gods.
how do you sort of like if you know yeah
I
yes
would I would say, yeah, it's exactly like these
yeah
days here now. You know, like how we get like red
oh you're
flags
right
and
you're,
certain shit can happen. Yeah, I just think that, you know, certain people
yes
in those days, yeah, they didn't want to be slaves anymore, and I think certain people gave them wisdom and knowledge
yes
to do certain things that even may have persuaded, you know, the
yeah I think I fully hear you. I mean, I think most people would say that the kind of argument between uh, God and attainable evidence slash proof
okay.
slash
Another
real
thing, yeah,
human
another thing,
experiences
right?
slash
Another thing,
shared
yeah.
moment
Check this.
experiences.
There's only a certain amount
Yeah,
of slaves that you can have and feed. Yeah, because don't forget, even your army is a slave to you. Yeah, you have to feed your army. You have
yeah,
to feed your court masters. You got to feed your what do you call them?
yeah,
Overseers, as they were called. Yeah, the officers, overseers. Yeah, all them type of man there. So when you get too many
yeah,
slaves and all that stuff, yeah, they get
yeah,
bigger. They start having families, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, how are you gonna feed them? How are you gonna feed all these people? And you're going through a drought. Yeah,
yeah,
and you've just had locusts, and all
yeah,
the water's practically, because you know you can get acid levels and all that type of stuff. Look at rivers turning red. What they say about it. Just have a look, man. If it don't happen around the world anyway, so there's reasons as to why certain things
yeah,
do stuff. Yeah. So
yeah,
if all this stuff is happening, yeah, I think it's quite evidently that, you know what, the only way to uh, be able to support yourself is to let some of the slaves go. Don't forget, some of them, they were saying, we don't want to go. Not all of them left because they had it so, that's all they knew in the Egyptian days. Yeah, they're saying that,
yeah. I know.
you know what I'm saying? They were like, no, we don't want to leave. I'm like, well, fuck, we're not going to follow this guy or whatever. But in a way, you know, bro, like
Yeah,
Moses would have been like a modern day terrorist, mate, like Osama bin Laden, or them type of man there. About let my people go. Oh, you're just gonna let
that
people
is a
go like
fact.
that?
That's a fact. Definitely,
And
definitely.
if you're leaving
Yeah,
and you found somebody who can
yeah.
lead
That
you
won't
out of there,
happen. But yeah, it would have been. Obviously, we
yeah,
know he's not a terrorist, but he would have been called a terrorist.
yeah, he would have been called a terrorist, isn't it?
Yeah,
But don't forget, yeah,
yeah,
he he disappeared.
for
He
sure.
he he came out of there. He ran away, innit? He didn't just go straight back. There's bare other places he was going. Do you know what I mean? The
Yeah,
places where he would have to go on, he would have to
yeah.
see
What was it 40
uh,
days and 40 nights?
all that
Yeah,
stuff. The same as Jesus and all that. You know what I mean? All these, he would have seen his Egypt's enemies.
yeah, yeah. And he would have befriended them like a snake,
Right,
snaking his own
and
family. He's a
right,
adopted son and he's snaking his family, catching bodies within the home, you know?
right. And as you know, yeah, what they do
It's a
nowadays,
madness.
they start things from inside countries and make it manifest over time, innit? Till society starts ruining themselves. Oh, blame them. Oh, it's these people. Why they're bringing us bad
Okay.
things? Get them out. Get them out. Yeah, kick them out. I can't really see that,
Okay,
man,
so
because
you're saying that Moses was a CIA operative, like install. You're saying
yeah,
that they
that's what I
put
believe.
Moses in his position. There was a coup. There was people behind Moses
Mm.
that put him in there to kill one of the family members. They put the basket in the river for them to find.
Yeah, and I think they
Okay,
realized, because look,
yeah, I
if you
see that.
realize the amount of slaves, yeah,
Yeah,
that slaves, they still became slaves themselves because they still built temples in it. Now, without them slaves, you know, Egypt surely can't really
yeah,
defend itself. And it's not, look, bro, that's a lot of people following him. That's enough. Yeah. So he knows he can rebuild again.
Yeah, but isn't it a failing state when you're using slaves? How is the consciousness levels of a land using slaves ever gonna reach a high, state of supreme living consciousness? Or you can't have slaves and then think that you're like you're gonna fall if you have slaves, isn't it? This is why I can't believe in any slaves ever being in Egypt.
Yeah, but not just any
Apart
slave,
from
bro.
captives of
Bro,
war,
bro,
and
bro.
maybe
You see these
some
slaves, bro. You see these slaves.
light
Yeah, they're not
kind
just.
of light
They're not.
slaves,
Yeah, but they're not just any slaves. These slaves know how to build, bruv. Like these slaves know how to build, bruv. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
it's that. Look,
if they know how to build, then
for
they
me,
build.
it's been proven. Let me tell you this. For me, yeah, they found bones of these slaves. Yeah, they've actually found bones, and some of the bones they've seen like surgery on the bone. Like there could be like someone who's had a broken leg. They've had like refined surgery.
Mm,
You could have had like multiple surgeries. So they're saying, nah, they weren't giving slaves these kind of surgeries unless they were the most advanced ever nation that they were just performing surgeries like nothing. Then perhaps they were giving slave surgeries. But it's hard to understand how you've got like a broken bone that's being fixed, and so this is the argument where people are saying, "No, forget it. They can't have been slaves." And then you got people saying, "No, they must have been slaves." But I haven't seen the evidence for them, having to be slaves, except for the Bible story. That kind of makes them slaves. Um, but is that what you was referring to?
yeah, that's what I'm referring to, basically, man. Yeah, like it could have been like a
In the
plant, bruv.
Bible
Like
with Moses and the Israelites, yeah, the Israelites were basically in there. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. Definitely could be like a plant. Yeah. You don't know how deep the story goes. That's just putting another spin on it. You don't know how deep the story goes. And if it was a plant and then they had a inside man, and the inside man finally caught a body as well, that would have been an assassination attempt.
mm,
It's like, and then somehow you come back with an army. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. It's like we took you in. What, are you a stepson or not? You're turning against me and you're a stepson. No, 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 no. Can't do that, you know. But that's what happened, and the stepson's catching bodies.
mm. And he knew
You know,
secrets, and
that is a madness, isn't it?
he knew basically Egypt
And like
inside
you
out.
say, yeah,
And
you
don't
said it
forget,
could have
yeah,
been claimed to the throne.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
and
look,
why
someone
would
like
there have been so much love towards him to keep him in the house if he was a bad child? They kept him for so long.
mm,
Like, they kept
but
him for so
again,
long. There
that's
must have
that's
been a reason behind it.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
trying
I
to say.
can't just
Yeah.
understand that they would have done that. Yeah,
But again, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, like that's why I always believe another reason why Moses would have gone all the way in that particular part is because if you plug that, you can cut off Africa from the rest of the world
yeah,
by land from walking. Yeah,
yeah,
you can't. If you look
yes,
where Israel is, yeah, it's like
yeah,
that. You if you wanted to walk in there, you have to go through Israel.
yeah,
You
yeah.
see
You're
what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah,
So that's why I think maybe,
yeah.
yeah, maybe he took
It's all
because
geographical to that
there
kind of
were so
location.
many, there were so many tribes and so many. Obviously, they were talking so many different languages and maybe different things because you know. But then again, like I was saying, if that's the reason why they were treated like
Yeah,
that because they couldn't read. Yeah, they don't know nothing. They know just how to build. That's it. Sometimes you don't even need to talk to someone how to do something here. You could just watch them and pick it up in it.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you're basically saying you found someone. They found worker bees. They found worker bees that were producing honey. That's what you're saying.
yeah. Because I'll tell you why. There's a story of one of the pharaohs, um, and this is before the
Okay.
Moses times. There was a tribe, um, a mystical tribe. Yeah, they even believed that these tribes were like gods. Um,
Ramesses.
uh, and basically, they used to ask them for like wisdom and certain things like that. I don't want to go too thick because it's just a thing. It's a channel. I think it's called like the correct history in it of like
Can
Black
I ask you a
history.
question? Can I just ask a question? Do you believe in a timeline? Yeah. Do you believe in the timeline of obviously Moses? What's your stance on the timeline of when Moses was alive? I'm not arguing if he was alive or not. There could have been a chance he wasn't ever alive. But if he was alive, what timeline would you say? Would you say 4,500, or would you say 5,000 years, or would you say 6,000
Boy,
years? Or what would you say for Moses?
boy. He's a fresh one still in it because boy,
I think a lot of people say about 4,000, yeah, 4,800 years, something like that.
mm,
They say Moses,
mm.
you
But I
know.
think
I don't
Moses
know
and
what
that
you
man
think about that, but I wouldn't really argue with it, because if you're going by that timeline, yeah,
because
if you're going by pyramids as well, there's
you
pyramid
know
proof to that.
you know like how they used to love doing all the goats and stuff, yeah, the lamb and everything like that. Like that was
Yeah,
that that lamb thing and everything like that, like the sacrificing. Bro, the only people I really know who used to love doing a lot of sacrifices was them Viking man, you know.
yeah,
Them Viking man love do sacrifice, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So even me
yeah.
and
That is a
myself
mad
sometimes,
thing. That is the maddest thing.
yeah.
But shall I tell you something? I believe you probably, like, if you are living a life like that, imagine how cheap life must be. Like, imagine how your brain must be. Life must be so cheap that you could just catch a body like that. And when you do catch the body, when you go back to the society where you live, no one's even questioning why you caught that body. Things are just
Mm,
fine. You understand? Like, that is
mm.
a horrific way to just like live your life, you know, that life being that cheap. So I don't really know what kind of people that's gonna breed. If I'm
Well,
honest with you,
look, bro, yeah. In
look,
them
a
days
guy was
there,
saying it today.
no,
Yeah,
picture this, yeah. Picture
you've got
this, right?
people doing cannibalism.
No, but picture this, right? You've got people, yeah, let's say billions of slaves, let's say a billion slaves, right?
Yeah, big
Living
up
in
my Ghanaian
poverty,
boys. Big up the
yeah,
Ghana man them doing cannibalism. Yeah,
yeah. Imagine all these slaves, yeah, have been brought from maybe all over the world, yeah, to come to a place where it was like the land of knowledge, basically, yeah. Like you trade, blah blah blah. These people have got mad knowledge,
hmm,
yeah. And but the only like all the hieroglyphics that I've written and everything like that on the wall,
yeah,
like you need to be able to read them, right? Now, I don't know people who can
yeah.
read them. I ain't even got no friends who can read that stuff, bro. Yeah. So, like I'm saying, yeah, that
Then
one
just
for
go
every
by the
wait,
picture.
yeah, no.
Just go
What
by
I'm
the
saying
picture
is,
then.
yeah, no. But what I'm
You'll
saying
be
is, yeah,
better
is that
off.
what I'm saying is though is that that's not for everybody. Yeah. Now, if say for instance, who's my man? Uh,
Yeah,
no, Moses. Yeah. And his enemies were watching from afar, yeah, they know they could have been doing stuff. Like,
yeah,
imagine you could go in there and pretend to be a slave. Yeah. So Moses is pretending to be a slave, yeah. And he's the one going around there riling the
yeah,
people up, getting them to believe in a different belief system, yeah, because at the time these men had
yeah.
different gods in it. Yeah. So if you've got different gods, then
Hmm,
that's what I'm saying. You can confuse all the other people that have come from near, far, and wide into
yeah,
believing into different gods. Yeah. Now, if you want to bring proof of somebody's
yeah,
God, yeah, and you say, look, I've got proof,
yeah,
then you're not gonna kill somebody because people go, nah, don't kill him. Let him show us the proof. Because if
Yeah.
he's got some fucking proof, then your shit. So, bro, he's like, look, drop your 2 snake on the
Yeah.
ground. So he drop his 2 snake on the ground, yeah? And then he goes, you know what? What's this? He dashes snake on the ground. Bro,
Mm.
I've seen magicians make string turn into a stick turn into string
Yeah.
and turn into snake and all that stuff. Rabbit out the hat,
Yeah.
right? So this is what I'm saying, bro. Like just how we
Yeah.
get
I've
gullible.
heard real life stories of like
Yeah,
things
like
like
how
this as
we
well.
get gullible by certain shit that we see and we think, rah, that's ET, or rah, that's some man just pulled a fish out the mud. You know how long I believed them stories, bro?
Yeah.
YouTube, I was like, rah, man just pulled a fish from the mud. Nah, man buried
Yeah.
the fish in there, came along and pulled it out and said, yeah, give me 1 million likes, thank you
Yeah.
very much. You know what I'm saying? Because there's more that meets the eye, innit?
You don't believe, but don't you believe if you dig down, don't you believe if you dig down a certain way into like the earth, you'll get to water eventually?
Uh,
Would you believe that? That if you dug down into the earth, you'll get to like water. That's you dig a well.
depends where, man.
You create water at the place where, yeah, it's like, but that's how they create water, in the middle
Well,
of nowhere
bro.
by digging a well, and then they
If
take
you
the
dig,
well further and further. Then you got a water system,
if you dig down, even I think let's say even
and then
without like,
years later, that shit will flood, and it'll be like a river, and you don't know it's a man-made river.
mm-mm. Yeah, but if you dig down deep, I think even let's say like at a certain time, like if you cover up the hole at night because of the air
Yeah,
moisture, like you could come back there and find water in the hole because of where it's hot and then it's cold. Do you know what I mean? All that shit, the condensation, all that type of stuff.
yeah,
Like I see man do some mad shit in the desert, bro. Dig a hole, put a plastic bag over it, and be like, yeah, there's a plastic bag there. There's a plastic bag on top. Whatever is getting trapped in there is gonna come in there because like when it's cold in the morning and it starts getting
yeah,
hot, you could breathe it out in it. So yeah, man.
yeah,
Listen, my brethren, anything's
yeah,
possible. You know that shit. Anything is possible.
yeah. No, of course, of course, of course. That goes without saying. So what would your conclusion be then on like this whole thing? I mean, because I feel like it kind of got buried, the whole religious argument kind of thing, to a certain extent. I think if you're a religious person who is straight just consuming from like taking everything as truth, like look, basically how you need to be if you're a Muslim or if you're a Christian, yeah, you need to just be that. I'm not saying you ever need to like get removed from the fold. No, be that, be proud, but just have your own take on things. If you can do that, like, you know, you can be a very successful religious person, and that religion can become powerful and guide you. But when you start telling me about this page and that page and you're quoting things, it just starts to get ridiculous. And then when we ask you, all right, so every single thing you believe word for word, and you say yes, then it's a bit like, oh, all right, cool, man. I hear that,
Bro, you
you
might as well
know.
start quoting
Um, yeah,
JK
that's
JK
generally
Tolkien. You
my
might as well
take on it.
start quoting the similarians. You might as well start quoting about Easter. You might as well
Yeah, J.K. Rowling.
start quoting about the Luvatars. Because they'll go, oh, what's that? And you go, well, basically there was this land, and no, what? But a guy
Yeah,
wrote it. It's in a book. It must be true. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing out here, man?
yeah, yeah. We're saying don't be word for word. So in that sense, I would say that whole argument got buried.
Mm.
You
I
know,
say try and make
that's
sense.
literally
Try and
my
make
take on it.
sense.
It
Try and make
just
sense. Don't tell
there
me that you
weren't a
don't
strong,
follow. Don't tell me that you don't
yeah,
follow European, and then you mention
yeah,
King
there
James.
weren't a strong enough, you know.
Shipper kills me, boy. King James.
Oh, oh, No, that is a King of Scotland and all that.
I thought he was gonna come with the Ethiopian book, but like no one's even like, well,
Yeah.
the Ethiopian book, bro. Like,
No, but that is Jamaican. You gotta give it to like the real Jamaicans. They do look at that, innit? Look at the flag. Look at everything. Like they look more as a prophet of Haile Selassie than anything else.
yeah, well,
So I don't know. There's two sides to the story, innit? Like, I'm
well,
not saying
I mean,
he represents all Jamaicans because he don't represent all Jamaicans. That's for sure. A lot of them would definitely say Ethiopia. You know.
but you know what though, yeah, like Ethiopia as a kingdom, them like have them. Well, they were
Yeah.
the breadbasket of the world. Like,
Yeah.
you know, the world at one point. The reason why they didn't um, mess with them is because they weren't joined together
Yeah.
yet, and they didn't trust. Um, they didn't really have the trust in it for like, who's really gonna go in there and fuck this
Yeah.
place up and like take and share it, because the way how it's
Yeah.
standing is that we can all just eat from it now.
Yeah.
But if
Obviously,
someone's gonna
because
go
in
there,
the root they're
no,
Jewish.
but what I'm
Let's
trying to
not
say is,
forget.
you know, like when the
Yeah.
Italians went there to nyam it up, they went there to
Like,
nyam it,
they're
bro.
the original. You understand? Yeah.
You know, when the Italians went there to nyam it up, bro,
They did.
like they went there to nyam.
Was that Mussolini?
Mm.
Yeah.
And hear what he done, innit?
Yeah, I know. Of course they did. They, you know what they did that was so successful. Yeah, they had like airstrikes and shit like that, and them airstrikes were devastating. You understand? It's like they had shit just flying through the air coming towards country, and they had never really seen these kind of attacks before.
Mm.
You
But
get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
but yeah,
Hence, maybe the sky is falling down.
but yeah, but yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Haile Selassie looks Arab, bro. My man don't even, my man look Arab, yeah. And then, you know, like
yeah,
Christians all there
yeah.
claiming to
He
have the
does have
oldest
them
book of
kind of
Christian,
features,
claiming to have the oldest book of Christianity. But guess what? You guys
but
are the
he's
most
got dark
powerful.
skin.
No, wait. Check this.
Yeah,
They're the most
yeah,
unpowerfulest nation on earth, yet they're claiming
yeah,
to be the Christian people of the world. Yet England and everyone say, oh yeah, these guys have got the Ark. They know it, bro. If they got the Ark of the Covenant, bro, like white people fighting on Temple Mount, don't make
yeah.
sense to me. Like, why are you not
Yeah,
using the
but no one can
Ethiopian
even agree
Bible
what the
and the
Ark of the
King James
Covenant
one?
is. No one has ever agreed and said, "Oh, the Ark of the Covenant is this." Yeah, that's devastation. That is devastation. But he might try to say King James is black. That's what they try to say. Like that's their argument. They're gonna say we can prove he's black. Why do you think so many people jump to this conclusion to
Fuck on that.
rubbish this from the beginning?
They're
That's why
obsessed
they
with.
cling on to that.
Listen, they're
You
obsessed
know,
with.
like
They're obsessed
yeah.
with the truth.
But
Yeah,
that's what they're saying.
that even in like, let's just say there's like, bro, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't even want to sound rude. Yeah, but let's just say a native African language, right? Where is
yeah,
like our
mm,
book, the African
yes,
native, written in African native that I can get translated,
yeah. The
right?
Swahili,
And
yeah, the
you know what?
Yoruba,
When I get
yeah,
it translated, I'm not gonna go ask
yeah.
King James to translate it. I'm not gonna go up to Scotland
Because
and
we
go, oh,
have Yoruba Muslim, we have Yoruba
guys.
Christian,
Now wait,
but we're
check
not
this out.
seeing
Check this out. Check this out,
indigenous
Shug, yeah?
Yoruba.
Shug, check this out, yeah?
Yeah,
If I can't speak Swahili or Yoruba and all that, how the fuck
even
is
the
King James
Hausa,
gonna
they are
speak it?
Muslim.
Who the fuck is King James to be able to speak that? Have you heard Scottish, bro?
Yeah,
Fuck on that. But if I want to find out,
yeah. But can I tell you
I would
something?
go to the
Can I
people.
I wanted to add this. You do
Yeah.
know King James? Yeah, yeah. Like my man spread that shit with the sword. Can we please agree on that? He spread that shit with a sword. He would go somewhere, say, "You lot are this religion. Read from this book. If you showed one sign that you was not loving it, he'll cut your head off on the spot." How do you think that? Like, how do you think he spread it? He was the media. He was everything in that country at that time. You know,
Right.
and this is what's going on, people. And it's been done in Islam as well. Like you had Uthman burning Qurans, just
Look, they're not.
burning them, like
They're
it was
just not
just
telling.
like it was
They're,
tinsel, or like it was like a you were trying to start a fire. Like
yeah, they're just not telling the truth about the frigging Caucasus Mountains,
my
and
man peppered up the book
it was
properly.
it was basically North and South, bro, meeting up and basically having it out of each other. But when you're having it out of each other, yeah, it depends on the moon, the sun, and
But that's
that's it, bro.
only, I would say,
And you know why I say the moon and the
yeah,
sun and stuff like that? Because it took people that long
yeah,
to know, yeah, don't go to a hot country and try and fight them in their summer, bruv, because you're gonna lose every time. If you're not from there, bro,
uh-huh,
don't go in the hot
yeah,
time, go in the winter time.
good point.
Yeah, that's why a lot of
Yeah,
things rely on the sun and the moon, bro.
yeah, yep, yeah. No, you're correct. You are 100% correct. It's like, yeah, like people get to know the seasons. People don't only travel on certain seasons. You know what I'm saying? It's like all of these preparations like would be made. So yeah, obviously it was taken into consideration. You know.
I
I mean,
mean,
it's gonna.
one
I
other
feel
thing, one
like
other
there's
thing, one
gonna
other thing,
be. I think
one
Ship is
other
gonna
thing, Shug.
review everything he's heard.
One
He's
other
gonna.
thing,
He's
Shug.
gonna.
One other thing,
Yeah.
yeah. Now check this. Where do you know in the world, like, if there was Noah's
Yeah.
Ark, right, that had every single animal, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
every foul beast of the blah 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 of
Yeah.
the air, all this, yeah, even the unclean,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Now,
Yep. Yep.
imagine, are there that many animals in that? Like,
Even
is there
unclean.
any
Yep.
giraffes in Iraq? No, there's no giraffes in Iraq, bro. Is there hippopotamuses?
Um.
No,
No.
there's no.
But can I tell you? Can I tell you what? Yeah. There's an argument. Do you know what they're saying? This is what religious people are saying about the ark, yeah? They're saying that the information that came down about the ark, the reason they was able to pull it off, because the ark never needed to be a boat. Like it never needed to like go forward, backwards. It just needed to float. That was the only job of the ark. It was never a boat. It was just a massive thing that would float. That's
Mm.
what their argument is to try and
Okay, so
justify the ark.
how about, yeah,
So
they
that's why it could be
how
so big.
so how
Yeah,
about
I
they
don't know what
give,
you
like,
think about that.
well, I'm just thinking, like,
Yeah.
not just there. I mean, even Brazil, but Brazil and South America, they don't have as many animals in the world that you would find as on the African continent plate. No, brother, there's everything there, bro. Yeah. So
Mm.
if we want to talk about the highest place, where's the highest place in Africa, brother?
Yeah.
Where's the highest place? Highest
Okay.
mountain? What reaches the skies
I
in
don't
Africa?
know. In what context would that be?
Well, I'm
Are
trying
you
to
talking
say,
about?
like, no, I'm trying
Okay.
to say Noah's boat had every animal that's ever
No,
been
but
on the land.
I
Yeah,
already know. I already know. K1 is not in Africa. So yeah,
it's not in Africa.
yeah.
Sugar, you
Where's
with me?
K1? Is it Nepal? Some shit like that. Where is it?
I don't know about that yet,
You
but
know?
the point is what I'm trying to say to
Yeah.
you, yeah, is the highest mountain, yeah, is in Africa, and that's Kilimanjaro, yeah.
Yeah.
So if all these animals, that was meant to be saved, and all these animals that you could
Okay.
find vast amounts,
Oh, you
then
sure
surely,
Kilimanjaro is that highest? Yeah.
look it up in there. What you
Yeah.
laughing for? Look it up.
Yeah. Is that in Kenya?
Nah,
Yeah.
it's the South.
Obviously, I've heard it. Obviously, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm just struggling. Is it in Kenya? I
I
can't think.
think it's in South Africa, isn't it?
Okay.
It might be in
Okay.
Kenya.
Okay. Okay. It could be. I don't know. This is what I'm saying.
Let's have a look. Let's have a
Um,
look.
I don't remember exactly. I'm just trying to like recall
Oh,
where it
located
was.
in Tanzania.
It's gonna be
Tanzania.
Tanzania, that country's always killing it. They got Tasmania, Tanzania. Did you say Tanzania?
Yeah.
Because if it's Tanzania, they're killing it. Yeah, they're fucking killing it.
Yeah, but the
They
point
got
is
some. They're the island people.
yeah, but the point is what I'm
You know what I'm
trying to say
saying?
to
Like
you.
Tanzanian people are smashing it. Yeah.
Yeah. The point is what I'm trying to say to you, yeah, is other places in the world, you can put up like leopards and you could put up, you know, all these other type of stuff there, yeah. But I think sometimes in the Bible could be explaining that certain places actually took animals.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, England took like everywhere in the world takes animals from Africa or Brazil, or well, they don't even really take it from like Thailand unless it's something unique and special to that place, innit? But no matter what is in that place, you'll find it similar
Yeah.
or a relative of that on the African continent plate. So Moses' boat was in Iraq, yeah. So how did the hippos get
Okay.
over there? How what? The hippos need water, yeah. So how did the hippos go all the way over to Iraq,
Oh
dry
shit.
desert? It's not gonna happen, bro.
Yeah. Why do you think Iraq was such a biblical location, but now it's an Islamic country? Do you believe it's true what Muslims say when they say, "Oh, the religion before was Islam"? Because Islam's kind of like taking that area now. Iraq is, they're always talking about Iraq in the Bible, like, or the country that is Iraq today.
Wherever man goes, bro, man will
Now it's
cease to
Muslims.
live, bro.
I just think
Like man will cease to like live in it. And when you're living in them type of places there, like I said to you, bro, the reason why like certain places didn't need to go and get slaves is because they had enough for themselves. Yeah. They got enough amongst themselves, you know what I mean? But eventually they do end up having to learn how to share and everything like that. But if you're in the desert, bro, hungry in the desert, bro, you're not gonna eat pork or anything like that. You know one reason why you're not gonna eat pork in the desert?
Yeah.
Because the minute you chop that pig, it's going off in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's dead. It dies rapid. The meat of pig in hot countries, nah good, bro. Nah good.
It's disgusting. Yeah.
Nah good. Certain other meat can be a little bit like lamb if it's young
true,
and all that.
because
You
it
know,
can't sweat. It's got no sweat glands.
so what you think it's gonna do, bro? Mash up, bro. Like, it's common sense out here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's common sense out here, man.
It's a disgusting animal filled of pus that they, you know. Yeah. It
But
is a
you know what?
filthy beast.
Do you
How
know
can you
what?
not
Do you know?
sweat?
But you know
How can
what's
you not
mad about?
perspirate? How are you
Do you know?
perspirating?
Do you know what's mad about a pig? Yeah. If you had a pig, right, and you let that pig go, yeah, you wouldn't recognize that pig, bro. It could come back to your house, and you wouldn't recognize it because that pig will start growing tusks. It will start turning back into a boar.
Yes. It's a good point.
So what I'm basically trying to say to you, is certain places,
Yeah, the fact that they can develop that. Can I just say that's like a lion quality. That's like a lion can get a mane, and a pig can also develop tusks. That's like, imagine that if a male lion don't get into like adolescence, like he might not get a mane. You know, he might just get mugged off if he ain't about it. Like that's like a badge of honor. That's like a rite of passage to get that. And you're telling me pigs can get tusks? That means they share characteristics with a fucking lion. Can I ask you a question just on about a lion? Yeah. What do you think about the fact that a lion can let his lioness go and roam, knowing that she's going to be fucking other lions, and he'll still take her back?
Well, it's different, bruv. Like, you see those animals, yeah, they're No, but their mindset,
that
yeah,
is a madness, isn't it?
their mindset
Yeah,
ain't really on the beat up thing, mate. Their mindset is
yeah,
everyday surviving, and when you get a bit of chance to lie down and relax and realize that with your crew,
yeah.
yeah, you get to,
You're right.
you know
You're
what I
right.
mean. But the
Yeah,
man knows, yeah. Like if you look at the
yeah.
men in the
Did
world,
you?
yeah,
Can I ask you? Did you know that lions take stepchildren?
is it? I
Yeah.
thought they yam them up
What's
sometimes,
your
bro.
views on that? That's a mad thing. Like the lioness just has to come there bare carefully. Sometimes yeah, sometimes no. It's a fucking lion. He might do it 4 times in a row and allow the fifth mum, the fifth lioness. He might thought, yeah, she looks sexy, so I'll just let her have her youth in my pride. You know,
So
like
what's
he
your
you know might yam a few others, and the other one's like, why did he eat my children? You don't know it's a lion, innit?
yeah, but the lion knows, man. Like, boy, it's different things, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, it works
like,
both ways, mate. It's not just one
yeah.
way.
But like, even bro, like you know what we missed today, yeah. Like I was saying, yeah, tiny little things, yeah, like tiny
Yeah,
little
do you know
things,
sometimes?
like hold on, you know, like
Yeah,
plants, yeah, you know them plants that can yam insects.
yeah.
Imagine that, bro. Like we never think you'd have a
Hmm.
plant that is
Suck it up or
carnivorous.
whatever.
It's carnivorous, bro. It's a meat eater.
Yeah,
To all the other plants, yeah,
yep,
I just think them other plants like a daffodil or something like
yeah.
that
There's
is like
many of them.
I just think they're nutty,
There's
yeah.
many of them.
When you think about a Venus,
Mushrooms are more similar as well. Come on.
bro, yeah,
Yeah.
but bro, like what I'm trying to say, like that little bit of fucking consciousness that plant has, yeah, of sense, yeah, because it's got a sense now, right? Some plants have got
Hmm.
one sense and it's to grow. Light. That is
Yeah.
it. Light. They worship. And if you look at plants, yeah, like you know plants, yeah, they pray in it.
Okay.
You know when plants are happy, what do their leaves do? Come on,
Yeah.
Sheik, you know what I'm
But
talking about.
that thing you're talking about, it's not a plant, it's an animal. It doesn't fulfill. Yeah, but you see that plant, I've heard that it's more of an animal than a plant.
If
This
it's
is what I'm
living,
hearing.
bruv, it's alive, in it. But
Because it's obviously eating meat. All the time it's eating meat. So it's an
yeah,
animal.
but not just that, bro. Like if
Yeah.
something's alive, then it's alive, isn't it?
Like like the way it's catching flies. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but
but
it's a
this what
very
I'm trying
good
to say is
predator.
that
That means
that plant,
I don't
the
think
plant,
it doesn't live off photosynthesis. It's not a
yeah,
plant.
no, but that plant itself has got a sense. It's got a sense to it, bruv. It's got some kind of conscience to do something. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Whereas some plants, their consciousness is just to grow, bruv.
Hmm.
Just basic. It has to grow anyway.
Yeah.
They go up to, they get their leaves ready, they get nice, and then they face up when they're happy. You know what I mean? When they're not happy, they face down. Calcium and all
Yeah.
that defect. You know what I'm saying? But boy,
Yeah.
like, yeah, bruv.
No,
And
that.
then think about
Yep.
like
Yep.
think
Yep.
about
Yep.
if there was a time, yeah, when these things thought, you know what, we don't wanna, we don't like we can. There might have been bigger things than these plants, bro. And if they're around, bruv, you think we're gonna keep them around, bruv? We'll kill them, bruv. Imagine a man eating
Okay.
plant, bruv. They get wiped out, bruv, from day one. Laters.
Yeah. Yep. 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 No, it's true. You know. Um. Yeah. I mean, so what should we do? Because obviously, I know my man's gonna have a rebuttal tomorrow. Like it goes without saying, he's gonna view up some of the points and then make his kind of like, you know, just see how he views things. So I don't know what you think. To me,
Let me tell
right
you what.
now, I
Let me tell
fail
you
to
what.
see the
Let me
religious
tell you what it
argument.
is. Let me tell you
I
what it
just
is. Yeah.
fail to see it. I fail
I
to,
don't want somebody else. I don't want somebody else to prove their existence or to prove their argument. I want that person that I'm directing it to, not Shifa. I want his
yeah,
I want his thee thy thou thee thy shall thou
yeah,
art thou. I want his guy, yeah, to show up and be like, look, I got this. Because you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
that makes sense, innit? That makes sense, bro.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's a dead argument, bro. You're all
Yeah.
talking defending someone, but
It does.
bro, like, what are they on
Yeah.
the phone? The phone engaged or
Is
what,
it
bro?
that argument? Yeah.
It's dead. It's dead. It's dead. It's dead.
But you should be happy. He's gonna come. He's gonna come with some. He's gonna come with some fire towards you. He's gonna try to
He's
dead
gonna
it
come
within
with.
a quick
He's gonna
phrase.
come with Jehovah's
He's gonna
demons.
try to
That's
make
what
a
he's gonna come.
slogan that he's gonna try to get you to jump under, and then yeah, yeah. He's gonna. So just be aware of like how he's gonna come, because he will speak in a calm way and then get you to agree to something that he set up. But you can't agree to that because that's obviously leading you down a path where you can't win. Same as the title, evolution or perfectly made. So you've already given a winner in the title. By how you've structured it, you've already pointed out exactly how you want this thing to go. How can you argue that? You've got
Yeah, but
one that's
what
kind of
does
like
it? Yeah, but you
mediocre and
know
you've got
what? You
one
know
that's
what?
great. So we have
You
to
know
take the
what?
one that's great then, innit?
You know why
So
the
you're like,
you know why the title was dodgy. What did the title say today? Creator
yeah.
or creation? Yeah,
Yeah, I remember it being dodgy more than exactly what. Yeah,
creator,
yeah,
creation, or creation. What is creator and creation?
yeah. In a sense, yeah, yeah.
I
I
think
would
he
say
meant
it's
the
science and
creator,
religion.
versus evolution.
No, I think he
Because
meant it like that.
evolution creates. That's what evolution does.
You
So,
know,
boom.
I think he kind of meant it like that. So let's see exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest claim that evolution can make is that it basically changes something to something else. And this is what we can like be thankful for that humans experienced. They
Bruv,
shifted from not being that intelligent to, really intelligent. And yes, they probably had waves of it up and down, different periods where they were more or less intelligent. Like now, I don't think it's the highest level we've ever been at. I believe
bruv.
there was definitely cosmic travel at one stage by other people who have lived on this planet. We don't have that yet. So how can we call ourselves the greatest?
All right, let me drop it right before I duck out. So basically, yeah, all of this stuff, yeah, has happened before, right? And there may be a way of stopping it from re-happening, yeah. But
Yeah,
unfortunately, because if we found out that the world is actually
yeah,
going to end, like to be blunt, what would the reaction of, or how would we behave?
yeah,
So knowing that somebody else has been in charge of you all your life, like i.e.
yeah,
just an ordinary guy, you're not going to give a fuck, because look, the world's going to end and I've got people in charge of me. Some are rich, some are not.
yes,
Well, if the world's going to end, why am I like, bro? We have carnage, bro. So if you make up a story
yeah,
where it's kind of true, yeah, that look, over a time you lot are going to get so greedy and start expanding that all we're going to do is use you people to build a machine so that we can go back again. And when we go back again, we will make sure that we are at least 10 years, like we'll make sure that you guys are like,
yeah,
how can I put it, 100 years, and then we're going to introduce ourselves. But we're only going to just appear to a few in different places, right? Because, you know,
yes.
that's what's going to get that spark going. That it's not just you lot.
Madness.
There's not just you as the higher power. There's something else. So we're always watching you. So like now, let's just say because
Yeah,
that theory, there's no CCTV. So really, these bad man ain't got the CCTV yet because the world's just coming back together. In order to get the CCTV where they can chill a little bit, they need to give us the knowledge in it, but not too much, because if you give us the knowledge, we'll go,
yeah,
hold on a minute. What? Put this together, put that together, do
yeah,
this, do that. Oh shit, I've got a magnifying glass. Oh shit, I can see them up there. Look at them cunts up there. Wait, look. Bro, like that's what will happen, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure somebody
yeah,
taught you how to be a do your job, and the next minute you're smashing it up, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, I know more than this. Wait, what if I do this, do that? Oh, you know what? I'm better than you now.
I'm still learning. I stay humble.
Yeah,
Still.
but I reckon we've been here before, and
Yeah.
in a nice way, the world is going to end due to overpopulation and people, blah blah blah. But we're going to prepare ourselves for that because a supercomputer that we had made had come back and given man knowledge, or we've come back with the supercomputer and our spaceship. Once the world's come back and it's
The
a nice
Terminator.
place, yeah, and we will start civilization again. And if things start turning out like
Probably.
you guys don't listen, if you
Yeah,
guys
we
don't
probably
listen
will.
to us, then we'll make up an enemy so that you'll always be in conflict with us, the enemy, and yourselves.
Do
But
you
really,
believe that obviously the whole of the UK is gonna get tsunamied?
I don't know, but I think the world's gonna mash up, bruv. Yeah, we're gonna mash up, bruv, soon.
This was a Russian threat. That was a Russian threat. That obviously, like the way we're gonna take obviously UK, we're not even gonna
Nostradamus.
drop it directly on you. We're gonna put it in the water next to you, and we're gonna tsunami you. We want you off the map. We're gonna rewrite you out of history. Is what they're claiming.
Yeah, but Shook,
You
that's
know,
you know why?
like rewrite you out of history. That's
Yeah,
doing
Shook.
big things.
Shook. If you see through history, yeah, even they say like the Vikings traveled up the Thames, like loads of people come up the Thames. Imagine what you could do with that. You could split it. You could split it. Yeah, London could be finished. That's London out the way. Let's get rid of this. That's one advantage point. That's basically telling you.
Did you ever watch the series Vikings?
Yeah, come on, bro. What man like love Ragnar?
Yeah,
The
so
sons.
obviously you must have enjoyed that with Ragnar. Yeah, like when he was on a madness. Yeah, Bjorn Ironside, them man catching bodies, like multiple bodies. And then my man decides to go on a hot cruise to like the Middle East, and he's banging Middle Eastern things now. Like them men are on big stuff, navigating the seas. You know, um, seafaring people, and
What do you
there
reckon?
was a
Yeah,
lot of technology. Forgot who was telling me, but there was a
yeah, good.
go ahead, man. It's you know what we should do. I feel like we need to just carry this conversation on, and I know Shiver's gonna have his rebuttal, so we'll wait for him to get his rebuttal probably tomorrow or something to see exactly what he, his take uh, is on the whole situation. He is gonna claim that this conversation was had in his absence. So where he wasn't here, he's gonna say, "Oh, I never had a chance to reply, and I wanted to make a few points," and then he's gonna tell us what the points were. Um, and I don't know, or it might even get brought up in another conversation. We might
The only point,
redo this in a whole nother way.
the only point, yeah,
I feel
it's
like
like
he's obviously gonna
it's like it's
review
like
the whole situation.
it's like I could say, yeah.
Yeah,
Here's another example of how man can walk through water and how water can be on two sides of you. Yeah, is because let's say you go let me South End. Yeah, you go South End. Yeah,
yeah,
and it's mad. Go to the what's it? Is it Shell sides or something like that? But you can go
yeah.
far, bruv. Yeah, I mean this water, bruv. When it drains, yeah,
I've been there maybe times. Been there
bruv,
many times.
you can go
Yeah,
far out when that tide is gone, bruv.
I know.
Like
It's
I
a
see ships.
madness.
I can see the bottom of the ships. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
walk so far out. I can see
but do you
ships, bruv.
understand why people are saying tidal energy?
Right, and guess what?
Yeah,
If you study that, bruv, and that happens at a certain time, bro, they're talking about level C rising, blah blah blah, all that tough stuff, bro. If it happens at a certain time, bro, you can get across there,
yeah.
bro. Because, like I'm saying, in certain books, yeah, it says how the water was gradually started rising.
You
Yeah.
can. You actually can.
Now, if it says in the Bible
Yeah.
that the water was gradually rising, then,
Yeah.
well, uno, I know what I'm doing it. He's not
That's
silly,
a
bro. He's planned
madness.
that route, bruv. He's not silly, bro. Bro, you know what?
Yeah.
He probably went out there, yeah, saw that and thought, raw. How come
Yeah,
that?
that's wild.
Wow, where's the water gone? Furthermore, yeah, I've been a slave all my life, yeah. I don't know about water. You know what I mean? Like, help,
Yeah.
bro. Water, yeah. So, bro, I ain't
No.
crossing, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But if the tide is out, yeah, so that's what we should have a look at, yeah. See about the scientific proof about a tide, and if it's ever happened, and if it does happen, yeah, and the lowest points, and how far you know what I mean? Like, these are the things we should have a look
Yeah.
at,
It
bro.
does. It does. Yeah. I've seen it with my own eyes. You know. Yeah. There's no question.
Bruv,
You
yeah,
know.
I
But
went
then,
South End,
can I
yeah.
just ask? Would you say that obviously, like, Southend is unique, or you know?
No, I'm not talking about South End being unique. I'm just using it as an example of when the tide went out so far, yeah, there was boats, yeah, that I was
Yeah.
like, right, I really want to swim to that boat, but I don't want to get
Yeah.
broke up in the sea like that, yeah. But I walked out to it, bro, because all the tide was
Yeah.
gone. It was like nasty,
But
salty
you know
sand.
the generator, like, yeah. Yeah, like the generator, you can't leave the generator just in the middle of the sand. You need to leave the generator always submerged in water to be able to use tidal energy. Like where it's dry, you can't have a generator just in the middle of the ground like that. It has to be at the pulling part of the water where there's still water, where it never becomes dry, just the hardest, like immense amount of energy going through that pool there before it gets to the dry part where it just looks like the water's disappeared, basically. Um, so yeah, you could use tidal energy definitely, and people are saying, "Why are you not ignoring tidal energy, Mr. Government? Why are you not ignoring it? You're using the shittest energy. Any energy that's renewable and good, you want to ignore it. Anything that's free energy, you want to ignore it. You don't even want to look at it because how can you tax tidal energy? It's impossible. What work are you doing to get that energy? You're putting a generator there, and you're just getting all that energy. So it's a complete madness. Um, There's a lot of lies around water.
Yeah,
It
but
gets
Bridget, to
nuts
be
when you
fair,
start
yeah,
talking about water.
yeah, but
People are trying to
Bridget, to be
own
fair,
something
yeah,
that should be free, and to do that, you gotta lie.
yeah,
Can't come
but
with the
Bridget, to
truth.
be free, yeah, do you want me to tell you the real truth, right? Why man done such a much more better job than this mysterious force?
Yeah,
Because you have to, if you like, look, unfortunately for how things are, yeah, man used to just run up and grab girl, and as we've seen in Vikings and all that, yeah, there was no um common understanding of,
Mm.
you can't just take and act like
Ah,
an
he
animal.
did. You're talking about Rollo. They just caught a rape,
Bare of
caught
them,
a R
bare of them,
charge at
bro,
the beginning
bro,
of
not
the
not just there,
thing.
bare places. I'm not just saying there, yeah,
Yeah,
bare
he just
places in the
grabbed
world
that
was
girl in
like
the
that, yeah.
beginning, took her around the house. Boom,
Yeah,
boom,
but
boom.
guess what? Guess what? Someone has to put
Yeah,
them windmill things out there, yeah, so you can get the
yeah,
energy in. So it's not free, bro, and they've got to be looked after. So it's not free. So even me being a plumber and you doing what you're doing, bro,
yeah,
everyone needs to barter, innit? Why do you think Jesus said, "Look, 2 loaves, 2 fish. You got bread, I got
yeah.
fish. We trade, innit?"
Of course, of
That's why
course.
we do a trade.
You know.
That's why he was a carpenter, innit? Like, I'll come round, I'll come
Yeah,
fix up your yard. You don't need to really give me money.
yeah,
Like, if you got food for me, boom.
yes,
And look, if my man can take people from a desert, live happy in a desert,
yeah,
and people are leaving a big
yeah,
city, that just goes to show you, bro. That's even like, bro, that's like even like times of the day, bro, where you say, you know what? I'm not buying that Gucci because they're not rating, man. They're fucking behind our backs, they're laughing at us, making racial slurs and all that. But yeah, I'm gonna wear Gucci.
yeah.
What? Like, it don't make sense. Now, you know what? Fuck your
Exactly.
Gucci. And they can't understand that how a £300 top means nothing
Yeah,
now. They can't understand how one guy made a
exactly.
tweet and fucked up their whole life. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, bro? But that's what I'm trying to say, man. That's people power, bro. Like,
It's true.
eventually you will get a smart
Yeah.
don, bro, who's going to be brave enough or have something enough to do what he needs to do.
Yeah.
But the propaganda around that they use,
Hey, can you thingy? I was gonna ask you, can you give me a bit of information on, like when you were saying Black Van Man, what's it called? What is your what like was you watching what he was doing when he was about, or because I was watching?
yeah, no, he's very how can I put it, man? Like, denial. It's almost like, like it's like you saying, look, you're a dog. And he's
Yeah,
like, no, I'm not. And then he eventually finds out he's a dog, but that's because somebody else who's not a dog
yeah.
told him. Do you know what I mean?
Are you being serious when you're making these statements? That's a mad thing, you know?
Yeah, but listen, man, certain
Yeah,
people have to
that is
find out, innit?
wild. So,
Certain people have to find
yeah,
out, man.
I
But
hear
he
what
was
you're
all right.
saying,
No,
innit?
no,
You
no,
can't.
he was all right,
Yeah,
man. Because I did like some of his views.
yeah,
Like, I did like his views about people always saying, us
yeah,
black people are not doing well. It's like, well, look, if you stop fucking saying
yeah,
that, yeah, then maybe people start thinking
yeah,
we're doing better. But because you keep on going, permit, shut the fuck up, bro.
yeah.
Keep
If
that
you
in
stop
silence,
smoking
bro.
heroin, mate,
Bro, no, have you not heard
yeah,
of work in silence,
exactly.
bro? Like, look what
Stop
these Jews
chasing that
done,
fucking
Chinese
dragon.
man done, India
That's
man.
the problem.
Listen, all these man get mashed up, but you know what they
Yeah,
done? Worked in silence. It's us, man. Yeah, certain man wanna show their strength in a way that's not mighty, bruv. Like, bro, you could be the boxer, but if the guy's a promoter and he's making 12 grand of you to watch you get your head broke up,
yeah,
you'll get 40K, but you're damaged, bro. The promoter is still promoting boxers after that. He won't even call you after that. You're not champ anymore. So be wise in it. Think, you know what? I want to be a promoter.
yeah.
And you know what? If they don't let me do my thing, I'll do my own thing. And we've seen it, bro. SBTV, da 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 da. Even like the YouTube streets, bro. Like, even people do their own thing, bro.
Oh,
It's like
that's
that's how it is.
madness. Yeah, it's real talk. Yes, that is
Don't
how it
limit
is.
yourself, bro. It's
Unfortunately,
unlimited out here, bro. It's
you
it's
know.
like it's
But yeah. I mean, would you want to have the last closing words?
yeah. I'm just gonna say, listen, we're not limited out here, bro. We're unlimited. Get me? Unlimited, bro. Not limited.
Yeah.